other night, but that works.
And we're
Hi,
live.
Phantom.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, hi.
So we are live.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is Justin? Inception, Justin?
Sorry.
Justception.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Problem's off.
Justin's been opening the YouTube chat. By the way, Matt, you're welcome to open the YouTube chat.
Real quick. Since we're 7 o'clock, we got the 2 articles. So who wants to take those?
9 o'clock.
Guys, I'll take Pokemon Go every day because I'm going to be the one that replays it. So I might as well take it.
Does anybody care about the USB cable thing? I mean, it's kind of just a PSA. I figure it's going to be like a, real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I can take it, or since I'm hosting Nintendo's, give it to Steve.
You can take it. I don't care. I don't have anything to say on it, so.
I mean.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to talk about the USB-C thing.
That works.
Well,
I'm good with that.
Okay, yeah. What we do is, have you ever listened to us before?
Very rarely.
Bad question. Bad question to ask live on the air. What we do is whoever takes it just reads the article like in their own words, not obviously word for word, and then we all talk about it. So we're gonna all talk about both points, but you can be our entrant into the first point, which will work well because Eugene will probably give you a whole big "this is who this is" thing.
Right. Cool. Well, that works for me then. Let me see. I guess that's that. And then we have the 3 question block questions. We might have another one. I'm not sure. I think I got a notification. I'll make sure to check before we get to that point. But will you guys write your names by whichever one you care about? And
sure.
Take that section.
I mean, just a minute.
So
I got minus.
So we've got a front-loaded filled show. Obviously, we've got the announcement, the 2 giveaways, and then we'll get into the news.
Sounds good.
Finally, is everybody recording?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me double check, but I pressed the record button, so yes.
I forgot I restarted my computer, so I will be.
Good job asking, Eugene.
I always do, dog. There's always the one.
I am now recording.
Yeah, that used to be me.
Okay, great. So this is what we do, Matt. To sync up, I'll count down from 3, and then we'll all just fucking clap 3 times, and that'll give me the spikes that I need in the audio, and then we'll get started.
All right.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. All right. Matt, what was your audio recording about at?
About 30 seconds.
Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I got to put it in the chat or I don't remember.
Lucas?
15:05.
I'm going to have to close this door because the cats are going crazy behind me. Justin?
About 4:45.
Cool. Let me take care of these pets and then we'll get rolling.
All right.
Get out of here, cats. All right.
I will try not to react when it happens, but I'm uploading all my music into iTunes right now, and there's a possibility when it starts, it's going to be blasting me in the head because I forgot to mute iTunes first. So, yeah,
looking forward to it, buddy.
If I suddenly scream, that's why.
All right.
Speaking of which, let me test this timer sound real quick. Let's see if it's the right audio level. Up or down? Are we good?
That's good.
We're good.
Good. All right. Well, then let's get rolling, folks. Let me make a note in my Audacity.
That's a little loud.
Like Eugene's a little loud? Well, that's going to happen all night.
If I cut out again, I will keep my audio recording. If I can join back in. If not, then I'll end it and I'll just send it to you from wherever it cuts out from because out of nowhere, you guys are once again breaking up on me, so I'm assuming my internet is about to crash again. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
All right. Well, we will work around you like the semi-professionals that we semi are.
And the music is really loud.
We do this on a weekly basis. So
Okay.
Right. All right, guys.
Very
I'm gonna get the show started here, and then yeah, we'll get rolling.
I just realized the really loud music was mine.
Take two, motherfuckers! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio. This is episode 436. We did it, guys. This is the 4th day of April. We made it past April Fools. Turns out I was that fool, but it's okay. We made it. We're here. How the heck are you doing, person who's not usually on the show every week? And introduce yourself.
Hi. My name is Matt. I feel like I'm on the spot. You were talking to me, right? Okay.
Oh,
good.
yes. I like to be people on the spot.
Okay, so my name is Matt. Matt Dezen. I used to. I don't even know where to start. I like playing video games, and Nintendo is what I play a lot of. I used to be on a Nintendo podcast a long time ago when you guys were all still in diapers, actually.
I don't know. You're not that young.
Called the
Maybe for
Nintendo. The Nintendo Fever podcast. Me and my co-host Holly, the Batman, and I'm Robin, basically. But sadly, she's not here at the moment. I'm very saddened by that. But I'm here to talk about Nintendo stuff with you. I have a wife. We just welcomed our 4th child into the world.
Yay! Congrats.
Yes, I'm a Libra. I like long walks on the beach. I don't know what else to say about myself. Yeah,
well, those beach facts, those are the kind of stuff we like to know here at Infendo.
That's right.
So. Do you need to know if it's a Speedo or a regular pair of shorts? Is that required knowledge?
Leave it up to our imagination.
Take that one.
Okay.
Well, we'll get back to you, Matt, because we've got more stuff to talk about. But who else I got with me? We've got Justin and Justin. How are you doing tonight?
I thought I logged out of that. Hi. I'm doing a lot better tonight than I have been most of the weekend. Lucas and I have been sharing a disease.
Very intimate. Very intimate. Private.
Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling a lot better now than I have been over the weekend.
Great. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. I'm glad to have you back on a Wednesday night. We're here again Wednesday night, by the way, to our normal time, I guess. But Lucas, how are you doing this Wednesday evening?
I'm doing just freaking dandy, my friend. Busy week, first week in like 4 years where I've gone or will be going 5 days a week. That's a readjustment, but I have an entire weekend now every freaking week, so that's really cool.
Right?
Yeah, life is good, can't complain.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long.
Okay, I have to leave now. No country.
Oh no!
Yes.
Internet's cutting out.
To meet most of you.
Steve, how is my favorite Steve doing this evening?
Well, I'm not trying to rip my eyeball out of its socket tonight for the first time since Sunday, so I'm doing great.
That's good to hear as well. I like that. Awesome. So we're here. We do have a bunch of announcements to kind of front load you on. So let's start with why Matt's here. As you guys may have known, we purchased the Nintendo Fever brand and the podcast and everything that goes with it. And
including me,
we asked,
basically.
yeah, and we opened up the cabinet and we found Matt and Holly. Actually, it was pretty weird. But yeah, no, actually they did. We talked to them and convinced them to, kind of restart the Nintendo Fever podcast at some point. So yeah, Matt, why don't you kind of talk to the folks about that?
First, I want to say a huge thank you for even considering having me and Holly do another podcast again. We absolutely love doing that show from the bottom of our hearts, and I know it sounds really, really sappy, and that's what I bring to shows, sappiness. So I even it out because Holly is like a hardcore, like crazy person. I don't know if you ever heard her. No, I'm just kidding. She's the sweetest person ever. So me and Holly, we've been talking off and on, obviously, throughout the entire time. We did a couple of very small podcasts, actually. After we stopped doing the Nintendo Fever podcast, they're called Life After Websites, because me and Holly both basically completely stepped away from all websites in general. So we did a couple of very, very small things, but yeah, you guys are obviously very, you guys, or I don't know where to drive this, I guess. So we are excited to be bringing back the Nintendo Fever podcast. There's still a couple small details that me and Holly are trying to work out. There's a couple of things that I feel like we cheated audience at the time. If there's a couple people listening, I know Gentis/Steve was a huge listener back in the day. Rose F Death, who's actually in the chat right now, he was a huge supporter and listener of the show. And there's a couple things that I wish me and Holly would have done with the Nintendo Fever podcast that we didn't do, such as doing a live show like what you guys are doing. A lot of what Nintendo Fever could have been, I think you guys have just like picked up the ball and like ran with it. I know you guys have been doing this a much longer amount of time. Obviously, you guys are in the 400 episodes and everything. In comparison, you guys cover it seems like a little bit wider variety of topics too, occasionally, than what we were doing. But I love the fact that you guys are so connected with the audience, and you guys do so many, the live YouTube thing and everything. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to just be talking about video games again in this sort of specter of area.
And kind of taking that point and running with it, I would say that because Infendo was on a long hiatus, man. Like it really was like a good year, maybe 2 years actually. So I would say that I kind of took what you guys were doing with Nintendo Fever and what those guys were doing over with Nintendo Voice and some people were doing over here and kind of turn that into what Infendo is. So I would say that you and Holly's imprint is kind of all over what Infendo is today. So that's
not to mention, without Matt and Holly and me and Mike and Lucas wouldn't have had anything to do with this show anyway, because me and Mike and Lucas are all essentially, I only did the one show on Nintendo Fever, but I know Mike and Lucas had a huge part on Nintendo Fever, and I wouldn't be here without you and Holly letting the three of us do those couple of Pokemon shows.
We've got roots with you guys.
So it's nice to see. It feels like it's come full circle at this point, having you guys as part of our group now.
It's so crazy because the way that the internet works in these small little like sub bubbles of all these different pieces that are around the internet, like you can find so many like-minded people, right? And to see those bubbles not only like pop on one side, but like produce, like, when a bubble pops, sometimes they'll make like smaller bubbles and they'll just like keep floating and then they'll grab other bubbles. I don't know why I'm saying bubbles so much at this point, but I feel like I am committed to this bubble. But the fun thing about it is your guys' bubble is now it grabbed mine and Holly's bubble, and now we can create a bigger. I don't know. Okay, I'm done with the bubble thing. But in all reality, what I mean is, it's just so cool how the internet works with all the small communities and stuff like that, and to be able to be a part of something that, to a small point, I helped. I guess with what you're saying, Gentis, or do I call you Gentis or do I call you Steve? I don't even know.
For the longest time, these guys struggled with it too. Call me whatever's easier for you.
Hell, I called him Lucas for the first few weeks.
Oh,
you called me Lucas last week.
Well, Bob, it's very nice that I could have made such a good impression on you, to the point that you are doing this show that I am now being invited and maybe doing more stuff with. I just want to say that that's really cool, the way that these past few years have treated Nintendo fandom on Twitter and such.
For sure. Yeah, so it's great to, and then, again, we're still, like you said, we're still working out the details on how this is going to work out. We're obviously we're still in the process of redesigning Nintendo, and in that process, we're going to bring Nintendo Fever back, and then, it's going to probably be a few months before we actually get, the Nintendo Fever podcast back up, but we're working on it, and we're excited about that. So that's enough said about that, since we do have a full show to move on to, but we have a few announcements first. We actually have a Patreon giveaway to give away from the month of March. Oh, Lucas, what's that you hear? Is that a Legend of Zelda chess set
that I've been tweeting about and making YouTube videos about nonstop, incessantly for like a month and a half? Yeah, it totally is that.
Well, we're going to give one of those away to one of our patrons, but not until the end of the episode. So you guys are going to have to stick around to find out who wins. With that said, we actually have a new Patreon giveaway for the month. For this month, Lucas, why don't you take us away with that one?
Why don't you segue for about half a minute, and I'll take you away with that as soon as I run out and get something real quick.
Vamp.
On that note, no, yeah. So if you guys want to win one of our cool giveaways, we've been doing this kind of regularly this year. We kind of a little thank you to our patrons, using a little bit of our Patreon money, squirreling it away to give away a few giveaways here and there. But yeah, we hope that you guys would join us. If you want to, you can go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio and then become a patron at any level, and then that gives you a chance to enter. While Lucas is looking to get those items, you can also go to infendo.com and join our Patreon from there.
Oh my God, I'm coming back. I was so prepared. Nothing went horribly wrong. I wasn't told to do this before the show. This month's theme is amiibos, because we have a lot of them. And specifically, this month's theme was joined in like 30 seconds. King Dedede, Waddle Dee, and Blue Yarn Yoshi. These are all really cute, and they're all boxed this time because we're professionals. So that's going to be our giveaway for the month of April, which is the month we're in right now. I was prepared. I'm not out of breath. Everything's good. So yes, if you are our patron, whether you become our patron, whether you have been a patron for like 6 months, whether you give us $1 or $1 million, you are entered for a chance to win this. So that's a thing. Good luck, all my lovelies.
If you give us $1 million, we'll probably give you 2 entries. I'm just going to throw that out there.
A whole 2.
Is it either $1 or $1 million? Is there like an in between there?
No, there's no in between.
That's it.
No, those are our tiers. For $1, you get a chance to win. For $1 million, you get a chance to win and a bloopers reel. So.
Oh, okay. Well, why did you hold off on the bloopers reel so long?
There we go. That's the selling point.
Hey, all right, guys. I'm going to bring us into the news, and with that, we have some details about. Well, we talked about Nintendo consoles breaking, but now Nintendo's kind of giving us some details. So, Matt, why don't you kind of take us away with this little bit of news?
So I forgot that when I restarted my computer, all my tabs also closed.
I understand. Don't worry. Through the magic of editing, we're gonna make it sound like this was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the family, Matt. This is how it is on a weekly basis.
And
This is why we still have a edited, professional sounding podcast every week.
plus, now we have that for the blooper reel for the $1 million patrons. So it's
Yeah.
super cool.
Between his singing and my stuttering, like they're gonna be in love with this. Okay, so I now have it opened.
Look at my cats.
I'm clicking it. Okay, so I just read this, right?
I wouldn't like read it word for word. I would just kind of like paraphrase, say, hey, Nintendo said this and that, and here we go.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Am I good?
I got my note. I'm ready.
Okay. Last month, the combination of a new firmware update and a raft of third-party crap docks that are USB-C chargers led to multiple reports of Switch units becoming absolutely totally bricked. And as a result, Nintendo has put out a quick comment in the beginning of March. And now the Big N has released an official list of USB chargers that they safely allow to use your console without it bricking until the next firmware. Just use their damn chargers. What this list basically boils down to.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
In my opinion, according to the official FAQ of the Nintendo of Japan, using a USB-A, that's like the big one that you normally put inside your laptop, to a USB-C, that's the weird one that you put inside of your Switch. You can perfectly do this as long as it is a 56K OHM resistor. Now, if you check the cord, You won't find that. So don't use any other cord is what this is saying. The official Switch charging cable must meet these requirements or your Switch will become a piece of poop and do nothing for you besides stare at you like your mother who is judging you at all times for playing video games still.
Oh, it'll taunt you when you can't play it.
Yes. So I had this happen to me. That's why I'm sounding a little frustrated at this scenario because my mother-in-law, God bless her soul, she bought me.
This one's $10 cheaper.
Yeah, right. The worst part is I quote unquote picked out my own gift. Don't. Okay, this story gets real bad.
Here we go.
So we all draw names out of a hat, right? We have a pretty decent sized family. I mean, if I have 4 girls, you can only imagine what the rest of everyone else is doing. We all draw names out of a hat, right? And my mother-in-law picked out my name. And of course, she doesn't know what to get me. So she asked my wife. And my wife doesn't know what to get me either. So she asks me. So I tell my wife, I say, you know what? I'd love to get another dock for my Switch. But I said, at the time, it was $90. And I told her, you know, don't spend the $90. Get me the Nyko one because it's cheaper and it's supposed to work very well, right? All the reports and reviews in the beginning of it were fine. So I told her, go ahead and do that. So she gets it for me for Christmas. I open it up. I put it in the Switch dock. We play it. We went to a cabin, man. We went to a cabin. It was beautiful, serene. Everything was going nice. We played it on the big screen down there for hours, and I brought it home. I won. The story just gets better. I won a 42-inch HD 4K television that I hung in my bedroom. And my first thought was, oh, I want to put my new Switch dock in here so I can play the Switch in my bedroom if I'm not playing it in the living room, right?
Sure.
I plug it in, and as I'm plugging it in, I'm looking up like reviews of the Nyko Switch dock just for like curiosity's sake. And literally the first thing it says is like, oh, Switch dock bricks my console. I'm like, that's good that hasn't happened to me. Click. Why isn't anything coming on? Click.
Oh, no.
I just jinxed myself. And yeah, I had to send my console into Nintendo. I lost all of my save data. The moral of the story, just buy a damn Nintendo branded charger.
So here's the funny thing about that. Your story, down to your mother-in-law being in the story, is word for word what happened to one of our listeners, JC.
Literally.
He got a third-party Switch dock from your mother-in-law. He went to that same cabin. He went to your room to play it, and it bricked his system. Actually, all of that is a dirty lie. But he did get a Nyko dock. He used it. It broke his system. He sent it in for repair. They're like, we'll probably be able to keep that data for you. He gets it back, and that is
no data.
No data. Yeah.
And you know, that's frightening for me because I bought a USB-C cable from Five Below like months ago because, you know, $5 charging cable. And I've charged it on it since the update and it hasn't given me a problem. But now I'm not taking any chances because if it goes to operating system 4.0.1 and it bricks, I'm going to be pissed. So yeah, I'm putting an official Nintendo charger and official Nintendo dock on my Amazon wish list now.
Yeah. And the worst part is after that happened and I got my Switch back after I went out to Best Buy and I was looking at like what they had for sale because they sell their own Insignia branded dock as well that I know nothing about, nor will I ever look in the face again. And they were having a sale for their Nintendo Switch dock though. So I was able to pick one up for like $80 or I think it was $60. They had it like on deep discount for some weird reason. So it was like a super good deal and I got it. So I have a second one now. I'm really happy about that, but I'm so disappointed in myself as like a man, right? Like I'm a man with a job. Like I don't have to like ask permission to like my mother or my mother-in-law to like spend money on stuff. I should have just, as an adult, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy the official Nintendo Switch dock. When you're an early 20-year-old and you have no money, but you have to play them video games, that's when you go buy the cheap Nintendo dock and you deal with the fact that you brick your system. Thank you. When you're an adult, then you have nothing to argue about. You should be You should just go buy the official one. But
that said, it sucks. You know, it's a sucky situation. Like I had a chart. I know we're over time already. I had a charger that broke within like 2 days, I think, of getting my Switch or something, an official Nintendo charger.
Yeah, it was within a week.
Yeah, it died. So I was like, screw that. I'll just get this discount one. I got a discount one, used it for months, and then finally it died. And thank God it died, because my next one was to go back to an official Nintendo one. And then like a month later, we find out that they're bricking systems. So yeah.
Sure.
And if you look at, sorry, I don't know if, are we over time? Can I not speak about this anymore?
No, go ahead, finish your.
It's cool. It's kind of our thing.
We do it all the time.
One of the interesting things about this report, though, it has already been known before, prior them releasing it, that they were not using a standardized USB-C compliant. Because like all the USBs, I don't know how many of either the listeners or your guys' self know about this, but like there's supposed to be like a standard that all things that are USB are following that same standard. It's why when something is called USB 3.0 and it transfers at that speed, if it doesn't transfer at that speed, then it's not actually a USB 3.0 requirement met, right? So the same thing happened with this USB-C. Nintendo's USB-C technology is actually not part of the standard that is USB-C. Like technically it's like USB 2.8 or something, like, or USB C and a half. I don't even know what to call it, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I read an article about that on Nintendo Life. It was kind of interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I read the same one. And the funny thing is after I had read it, I was like, I do remember hearing that they weren't doing the official Nintendo C regulations behind it, which should have been a very big red flag for everybody involved of like, you know what? Don't mess with these things, because it is going to do nothing but dismay you and make you very angry in the future.
Sure. All right. Well, on that token, something that won't make you angry, something that's cuddly and cute, we're going to talk about some Pokemon. So why don't you take us away? I believe it's Lucas.
Yeah, and oh no, Pokemon. This kind of Pokemon actually makes me very angry from time to time. So let's not even try to make that a segue. When was the last time on the show we talked about Pokemon Go? It was months and months and months ago.
For sure.
But Pokemon Go's got some news that's kind of cool, and I actually kind of want to play it again. So that's really cool. I know, because it's a money sink and it's a time sink, and I don't even go out anymore. I work at my house. But anyway, Pokemon Go, the field research system that's been a thing for apparently a week that I know admittedly much less about than I should, because I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. But the field research system allows you to get these stamps. If you get enough stamps, now you can catch Moltres without having to go to a stupid raid with like 20 other people. And they're all Team Valor and Team Mystic. And they go, oh, you joined Team Instinct? You must be a loser. And then you get shunned and you drive home disappointed because you're the only one that didn't catch a Moltres. Anyway, Pokemon Go seems to be allowing you to catch legendary Pokemon now without using raids. That's the title point of this discussion. For someone like me, that's fantastic news, because as soon as the raid started, that was when I stopped playing. For someone like Justin, this might be fantastic news, because his big complaint was that there was nothing to do in the game, because he lives in the middle of nowhere with his husband, Eustace Bagg. But now, nobody's going to get that reference, are they?
I get it.
Okay, good. But it's a thing. So if you liked Pokemon Go like 3 years ago or whenever it came out, and then you stopped playing it because it got kind of boring and weird, maybe you'll like it again. I don't know. Maybe give it a try.
You're so indifferent about this. You're like, you know what, guys? I think you really might like this. Maybe go out there.
It's one of those things where like I was really into it for a while, but I was always like, it's not as good as actual Pokemon. And then I was like, screw this thing. It's forcing me to interact with other humans. And now I'm like, okay, it's no longer making me do that, so maybe I could get into it again. But like, I don't know. Me and Pokemon Go have a real on and off relationship.
Well, I've actually considered trying it again now that I have an Apple Watch. So, you know, maybe I'll give it a shot this weekend.
That helped me a little bit, but they never implemented, like, or at least I never was able to figure out how to catch Pokemon from the watch. They would just tell me that they're there, so...
I don't think you can. I think the same thing with the Pokemon Watch that they came out with too, or the dongle that they came out with. It's only to make you aware.
Eugene,
you were
wanna
supposed to be
chime
able
in
to
on
catch
this
from
one?
it.
Yeah.
Because you have a story about this that I believe I've heard already.
Are we talking? Sorry, I was
gotcha.
got a text.
That
the gotcha thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that gotcha thing's awesome. My girlfriend.
Heather.
For her. she actually got back into Pokemon Go like hardcore the last like 2 months, I would say. So she had the Pokemon Go Plus for the longest time, but like it's kind of a piece of crap if you want my honest opinion. You have to swap out the batteries all the time. Like I just it's not that great. So we were looking into that gotcha thing, and it's awesome actually. It can catch Pokemon like literally for you. It will like you don't it'll spin the spinning for you.
Will it throw different types of balls? Because I know that was one complaint that the Pokemon Go Plus has.
I'll do that for you.
Only.
God, it's basically just it's basically a Pokemon Go Plus with a like I don't know, like a small like AI, I guess, kind of attached to it. Not really AI. That's not really the right phrase, but it functions as a Pokemon Go Plus, but you can set it to like auto catch Pokemon.
So it's sort of like a turbo controller for Pokemon Go.
Exactly.
I have a.
So how much does this run? Just out of curiosity.
I got mine on Amazon for $30. Lucas.
I have a soapbox to stand on for a couple of seconds here. What is the point of Thank you, Justin. What is the point of playing a game where you're happier when the game is played automatically for you? Like I get it, that's the nature of mobile games. But where are we as game players if it's more fun to just have it do all of that stuff for us so we don't even have to turn the app on? Like there's something off there.
You have to turn the app on. I mean,
wrong to a point. Like you still have to like manage your Pokemon and stuff, but like her thing is she works at Starbucks. So her work is a Pokestop, right? So like it's just like constantly spinning.
Oh wow. I bet she gets all kinds of items.
Yes. Oh yeah, items and Pokemon. Like she'll like put a lure on it, like while she's working. You know, it's like crazy.
Ooh, I wonder if my dealerships are Pokestops. Tyrell, stop listening.
next week, all about all the Pokemon Go we've been playing
and all the jobs we've been losing.
Shit.
But do we have any closing comments on this Pokemon Go update? Did we talk? Sorry, I was kind of spacing out. My mom was texting me. Did we talk about the sprites?
She was texting me too.
Like the 8-bit stripes. Jesus Christ.
We didn't, but hey, let's do that real quick. Steve, you seem to know what you were talking about. Why don't you tell us that?
So one of the things they did for Pokemon Go for April Fools, and if I'm getting any of this wrong, somebody correct me because I just read an article once. But for April Fools, they introduced 8-bit sprites into Pokemon Go, and you had the option to turn it on, and rather than catching like, you know, Pokemon that are like 3D models, they made it so you can catch 8-bit sprites, and they actually took the 8-bit sprites from Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I'm not sure you can catch. Maybe I'm wrong about this because I haven't seen an option to turn it that way. But I think that the 8-bit sprites are actually just like in the Pokédex and like.
Oh, is it just in the Pokédex?
I could be wrong about it.
Okay.
So last I knew, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were not 8-bit games. So
no, but there are 8-bit sprites in there when you look in your party and stuff.
Gentlemen, I'll tell you what, while we're playing Nintendoons, I'm downloading the app. I will let you know what that's all about.
So, but that update lasts until April 7th, from what I was reading. So you, if you are listening to this live, have 2.5 days to catch yourself some Pokemon.
Now, will they still look 8-bit after the date, or
probably not? I have to assume they'll remove that functionality, but I assume you'll also still get credit for catching the Pokemon.
It would be cool if they could just like, instead of like removing it, like toggling it on and off, right? Like,
that would be really cool.
Well, you never know. I mean, Pokemon Go was an April Fool's joke from a couple of years ago anyway, so, you know, maybe it's not too far off.
Sure. All right, guys. Well, that was our timer a while ago. Jeez. We're going to take a break here, and we're going to let Justin set up for Nintendo. We'll be right back.
Let's see here. Can't see because the microphone's in the way. There we go. All right.
We're still live,
Set a
right?
timer for
We are still live.
Oh, okay.
17 minutes.
That's just for like the produced show.
Set a
Okay.
timer for 15 minutes.
It's a process.
So I'm ready when you guys are.
I might as well get rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
whenever you are
I
ready,
assume no one
Justin.
had to use the restroom, so we should be good.
No, not yet anyway.
Please do not use opening music if you're planning on it, because that just makes my editing a nightmare. So,
That's
please
just
thank
more
you.
reason for me to do it.
Oh,
All right. Just out of curiosity, is my little the thing that we used to put on the
No,
bottom of our
it's not.
screens? No. Oh shit! Why is my phone talking? What the hell?
I saw that you tried. It notified me saying that you tried to add it, but I was waiting for it to get added, and it
yeah,
never did.
we haven't been able to get that to work for what, 2 months now?
Weeks,
Something.
man. Yeah. Oh, I guess it has been like months, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Eugene, can you kick the other me from the call? Because I can't seem to get it to disconnect.
Ejecting you right now, buddy.
hopefully it doesn't eject the real Justin.
No, I'm still here. All right.
Let's-
Let me
Okay.
queue up my first thing here.
Update on Holly. She's fine. She's still stuck in traffic. But
Oh God.
For those of you who are watching live, we were going to have Holly here too,
Yeah.
but apparently wherever USA Holly lives, I should know this. She lives in the same state as you, Steve.
yeah, she lives in a small town in Utah.
Steveburg, USA. Apparently traffic is horrible, so that's a thing.
Yeah, she tried to send us a picture of the accident, but it was very, very fuzzy.
I could have driven to Utah in that amount of time that she's been stuck in traffic. I tell you what.
You're not wrong. She's been stuck in there for over 4 hours,
That's crazy, man.
which is about how far she lives from me. It's about 4 hours.
Oh my God, guys. Real quick before we go live, this is the first time I've ever had a camera with like a proper gyroscope and everything. So like I can actually see like them on the. Oh wow, that's neat. Okay, let's do the show. We got a show to record. Also, they're not.
I'll go for the first time, guys.
They're not sprites. So that's the thing. They're not sprites. At least not in the capture mode.
Okay.
So validation for Eugene and not Steve.
Reset timer.
Justin's having a completely different conversation over there.
Well,
Siri never listens to me.
No,
Yeah, Justin,
Siri.
whenever you're ready, just take us into Nintendo Tunes then.
All right. Let me say. Oh, I don't have one. Okay. Anyway. All right. Welcome back to Infendo Radio. We are ready to start our weekly game show. We call it Nintendo Tunes. If you're new to the show, this is how it works. I'm going to play some music from a video game that appeared on a Nintendo system. And these fellas here are going to try to guess what game it's from. As usual, when I'm hosting, there's going to be a rule. You got to tell me the exact game, whether that means the exact title of the game or, you know, if the game's a link to the past. If you just say Zelda for the Super Nintendo, I'll accept that, as long as I know that you know which game in whatever franchise it is.
Holy crap.
I can accept that. Oh, Justin died like right as he said finished.
It was
that, too.
too much.
God damn. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I can hear him. I can hear
am I
him.
back?
He's here.
And that's what we call a dragon.
All right. I have no idea what you all heard, but I was still recording.
We heard everything, so you're just pretend it never even happened, bro.
All right. Anyway, we had a lot of Patreon requests. What's the tier there? $3 for is it $2 or $3? I can never remember.
$2.
What is it?
$3.
$2.
$2.
All right. If you join our Patreon at the $2 a month level, you do get to suggest music to be played in Nintendo's. We had a lot of requests this week. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get all of them, but I did pick one game from each of you. And in the future, if you guys could keep it to one per week, that'd be great, since we're getting more and more requests every time we do this. But we do appreciate it. And to start things out with a Patreon request, this one comes from Corrupted. And let me see here.
And co-hosts, please click on Justin's face.
Yes.
We'll make life easier.
Yeah, it'll make it so you can hear the songs.
All right. And let me know how the volume is now.
Volume is fine.
Yeah. I feel like I should know this game.
It's an old school game.
Do I raise my hand? What do I
Just call it out when you know
Shout
it.
it out.
do?
We're not that
Is it
educated.
Adventures of Lulu?
No, it is not.
Okay.
By the way, Matt, in case you haven't listened to the show, you do get clues. You are able to ask for clues or ask for a different track. So,
And just as soon as you know it, call it out. Even if it's wrong, call it out. Lie about it. Cheat, steal, do whatever.
The Adventures of Mickey Mouse.
no, it is not. I'm bringing up.
Game Boy.
It is Game Boy. So there's your first clue.
Oh, is it DuckTales?
Nope.
Is this Donkey Kong Land?
No, it is not.
Is it a Nintendo first-party game?
It is not a first-party game. Oh well, that's. Sorry.
Would you consider it second-party then?
No, this is a third-party game.
Is it a licensed game?
It is a licensed game. Jeez, Matt,
Can we get another track?
Sure. I don't even have a chance to process all this information here.
Licensed track, Game Boy, third party. Sounds rad.
Is it black and white era?
I believe so. Yes.
Is this one yours or a Patreon?
This is a Patreon request.
Corrupted.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no.
Is it Beetlejuice?
It is not Beetlejuice. In fact, I think that predates the Game Boy. So there's your first clue. This would have come out within the Game Boy Classic's lifespan. Granted, that's a tenuous span, but
Sound just a tiny bit. Not much.
yeah, I'm gonna give you another track because this one's kind of grating. Oh, that's no better.
That's definitely better.
Where did this license come from? Is it based off of a movie?
It is based on a movie.
Waterworld.
Batman.
No and no. It's based on an animated movie. Well, no.
Crystal.
Okay. It's not a fully animated movie. It is a
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
no,
Cool World.
Damn it.
no.
What other movies are there?
Think something a little bit more modern than those. This was a live-action CGI hybrid.
In the Game Boy era?
Did they make a Super Mario Brothers the movie game?
Not for
Right.
No, but I would totally buy it if they did.
Me
How
too.
about another track? Maybe another clue.
Running out of clues here that don't give it away. I guess I can give you the developer is DreamWorks. One of the developers is DreamWorks Interactive, so it's based on one of their movies.
Oh God.
DreamWorks. Oh my God.
They're only a small indie company. They don't make very many movies.
Well, it's a live action and CGI hybrid
Yeah, that should give it away, honestly.
during the Game Boy era.
Yeah, it really should.
When you say it, I'm just going to throw my headphones down.
Yeah.
Well, Eugene will probably
Space
start
Jam.
cursing. No, not CGI.
Oh, damn.
Also not DreamWorks.
There was CGI in.
I
There was
believe
freaking
I believe
so much CGI in Space Jam.
I thought that was all cell animated. Anyway,
I don't
Okay,
know.
was this game and or movie like good? Considered to be good.
I have not seen it all the way through, but I believe it's considered a cult classic.
Cult classic.
How about what? How about another track? You know the
Jumanji?
genre? Did we get genre?
The genre is action adventure. I'm going to assume that means some sort of side-scrolling beat 'em up / shooter / whatever. That's the best I got over here.
Do you think one of us has played this game?
Baseball?
You probably haven't played the game, but you've probably seen the movie. You at least know it.
Star Wars.
How about give us maybe the premise of the movie?
I hesitate to give you a premise. I can give you one of the stars. Tommy Lee Jones was one of
Oh, Men in Black.
No.
Damn you.
Who is the actor? Sorry.
Tommy Lee
Tommy
Jones.
Lee Jones. And what's her name who played MJ in the first Spider-Man movies?
What movie?
Kirsten Dunst. It was one of Kirsten Dunst's first movies.
No
Do you
idea.
have any more music?
Running out, but
Can we just all give up?
Yeah,
this is track 1.
I'm okay with the give up option.
Yeah, I got it.
Somebody is going to kick themselves if they don't guess this. Are we calling it?
I'm ready.
Oh, wait. Is it, fuck.
No. It was a more family-friendly movie than that.
That was.
It was like the toys thing. I can't remember the name.
Toy Story?
Somebody said it. Matt, did you say it?
Small Soldiers.
There it is.
Ah.
Bitch!
That was not.
I knew what it was!
That wasn't.
I would like to.
There was CGI in there.
I would just like to point out-
animatronics.
It was a.
I just want to point out,
puppets and CGI.
Okay.
if
You're right.
Eugene had kept his mouth shut, we would have ended in a tie. But because he had to say something, he lost a point.
Yeah, that's. I almost said don't shout out random things because then you'll give somebody else the point. But you know,
I love that movie. I don't
Yeah,
know why I could not get that in my head. I didn't know it was DreamWorks. I was too young when I watched that movie. Never once was I like, what is the company that made this movie?
you
I
you
just
were a
watched
very
it.
different child than I.
I think most of us were, Justin.
All right, let's see. We got so many Patreon suggestions here. I'm gonna throw in another one. This one comes from Corky Dog.
Oh God!
And I don't know if you saw my comment on Patreon, Corky Dog, but I'm not sure if this is the exact soundtrack. It is from the game, but it's from a different version of it. Hopefully, it's what you wanted.
Is this Star Wars for
No,
the Super Nintendo? No. Okay.
Super Nintendo.
I'm just gonna get Star Wars for every game.
you do that, Lucas. You commit to that Star Wars answer.
No.
Is this based on a movie?
No.
Home Improvement.
All these games have to appear on a Nintendo platform, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Hey, hold on a second. I just
Except for
realized that we lost. I think we lost Steve's microphone. Steve, will you say something?
Yeah, we lost Steve.
Steve was over there just toy soldiers.
All right, I'll stop the music and reset my microphones while we're trying to get Steve
In our
back.
defense, he's so quiet, we probably wouldn't have noticed.
How about now?
Why he didn't notice.
Yes.
Steve.
Well, that explains why nobody was saying anything to me.
Yes, that is the reason.
I never, yeah,
Eugene.
Sounding.
yeah, I never
Eugene,
did
you might
guess
have a
toy
little bit of
soldiers.
editing.
Oh, you think?
No,
All right, so
I
let's
did
go-
that once though, and I was so mad that week.
I'm playing a different
Still on
track.
Corky Dog, right?
Is this Super Nintendo?
Yes. No, it is not.
Oh, is it
Wait, this
N64?
is a long
It
one.
is not.
GameCube?
GameCube.
Blue Storm?
Nope.
Is this? I want to say like Mortal Kombat, but it's not Mortal Kombat.
Nope. Pretty
Is
funky
it
though. I'm
racing?
liking it. Hang on. I haven't wikied this one yet.
With your 3 paces.
Yeah, Matt's gonna give you a run for your money.
Yeah, Matt's really on top of this.
I'm gonna be like, no, that wasn't GameCube.
So
You know
it's
if it was
a
first
GameCube
party?
game. It's not licensed.
It was a multi-platform game. In fact, it still is a multi-platform game, but it did appear on the GameCube.
Okay, that helps a lot. There was only a handful.
Is it Soul Calibur?
You're missing the glare here. Apparently, no, it is not Soul Calibur.
All I heard was GameCube. That's the only hint I've heard so far. And
All right.
multi-platform.
How about another track?
And it is clearly not an epic orchestral score. So,
Hey, I've never played it.
all right, fair enough.
Okay, ladies, really trying to hear the music.
Are we allowed to look at chat?
No.
No, try and stay out of it.
Oh, okay. I just realized that somebody had said Toy Soldiers, so I'm gonna close that.
Yeah, they like to guess.
The genre, since one of you had asked about it, is called run and gun.
A run and gun on the GameCube?
Apparently.
Huh.
It also
Charlie's
came.
Angels.
It also came out on the Xbox, PlayStation 2,
Is this
Game Boy
Enter the
Advance.
Matrix?
No,
No.
Oh,
it is not licensed.
Is it? No.
is it rated teen?
Interesting question. I
Go
don't
Matt.
know. Pardon me. Let's see. Moby Games should have that answer. Otherwise, I have to go to ESRB, and that's just a pain.
Wiki?
Do you see what you've done, Matt? Do you see what you've done?
It's Spy Hunter.
Oh, all right. That one died. No, it is not Spy Hunter.
Every
Run and
time you
gun, not
look up
drive and gun.
shocked, I think that they've guessed it.
What hints did I miss?
It's a run and gun on the GameCube, possibly rated T for teen.
Not licensed.
Not licensed.
It is also multi-platform, so it appeared on just about everything.
How about?
It was rated T for teen for blood and gore and cartoon violence.
God, this sounds like nothing.
I've heard the
Cell
name of
damage.
the game. No, but judging by the graphics, you're not far off.
So it's like cell shaded.
It's either cell shaded or, like animated 3D animated sprites. That kind of Paper Mario.
It's a 2D. Oh, is it Alien Hominid?
There it is, Alien Hominid.
Yeah.
That
never
game
even
I
heard of
kept
that
reading
game.
about Nintendo Power that I never got.
Game Boy Advance as well.
Yes.
It was on like everything.
Yeah, that's.
And my
All
cell
right.
phone.
Yes. Oh yeah, I was reading. Its platforms says Adobe Flash, PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, mobile phone, Gizmondo, Game Boy Advance,
Gizmondo.
Never
Xbox
came out.
Live Arcade, and iOS.
iOS. Oh, okay. That's that Chinese operating system.
That's the iPhone operating system.
I was
Oh, okay.
I failed at that joke.
Well, I don't know.
Clearly, he's not used to your brand of humor yet.
Okay, then
Which one of
I'm going to throw in one
Well-
of my own. If I can.
Oh, good. I might
I'll
get
find
one.
it from the 80s.
Like I said, I might get one. 1 point. That's all I asked, Justin. Shovel Knight.
All right.
That's not the 80s.
No,
Okay.
but it's one that he would give to me because I would get it before anyone else.
Donkey Kong Land 2.
He would do that to me, actually.
Rampage.
Nope.
Gotta get into the Justin mindset.
Wait a moment.
Old?
Is this N64?
No, it is not.
Okay, well, it's not Tonic Trouble then.
I don't even want to guess. I just want to dance.
Snowboard Kid? No, that was also N64.
Is this a handheld game?
Yes, it is.
Is this a DS game?
No, it is not.
So Game Boy Advance?
Yep.
Is it a fighter?
Bionicle.
Nope and nope.
Platformer?
Yes. I believe so. I'm going to double check that, but
Ninja
I am
5-0?
almost positive. Do what now?
Ninja 5-0?
Ninja 5-0.
No.
Is it bad?
It's rad. I love that game.
Oh, rad. Okay, I got you.
It almost sounds like Super Metroid, like sort of.
No, it is not Super Metroid. Sorry, I'm trying
One of your
to.
games, Justin?
Yeah.
Yes, this one's one of mine.
Is this a first party game?
No, it is not.
Was there ever a TAC game on? Wait,
Hey.
what is that one called?
Star? Rebel,
Oh.
Tactics,
Maybe turn it down just a tick.
Sorry.
Is this a tactics game?
Tactics? No.
Oh, okay.
Why
It is
does
a
it sound
it is a
moderately
platform. I was almost
familiar?
positive it was, but I had to make absolutely sure.
God, I got nothing.
This sounds like Mortal Kombat right here.
It is not Mortal Kombat. Again,
That
platform
one
game, Game Boy
platformer
Advance.
Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, there was one actually.
The Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero? It was bad, but I loved it.
No.
SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
No.
Oh, that brings back memories.
I know, it was so good. They're remaking it.
Are they?
There were only
I heard they
like
were.
2 platformers on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
It's based on a movie?
No.
Oh, is this Gex?
It is not Gex.
Damn you! Give
Nobody
it to
has
me!
guessed Gex in a long time, and I don't even know if Gex ever appeared on the Game Boy Advance.
As the Tasmanian Devil.
No.
Crash
Has
Bandicoot?
the
It
type.
was Tiger, by the way.
Was there a Crash Bandicoot?
Well, what was that, Matt?
Crash Bandicoot? Oh, Crash
Which
Bandicoot
one?
and
Oh.
Give it
Come
to him.
on.
nobody else has a better guess.
All right.
No,
I'm
give it
giving
to
it
him.
to you, Matt. Steve, I was trying to give you a chance to steal that, but
Oh God, the
Well,
only
this
Crash
is
games
the-
I've played are 1, 2, and 3, and evidently
well,
not
this is
even
Crash
1.
Bandicoot 2 Entranced.
Huh.
I never played
Pisses
any on the
me
Game
off.
Boy Advance.
I thought, oh, Crash Bandicoot. Then I was like, no, wait. They keep saying that Crash is finally on Nintendo. I guess that he's never been on a Nintendo.
No, he was on either the GameCube or the Wii as well. I forget which one.
He was on-
Yeah, I was gonna use the GameCube one, but there weren't enough Game Boy Advance games on here, so
So Matt, you realize if you win, you're off the crew, right?
I'm off.
Yeah.
Eugene just might kick you off.
You know,
At
I
the-
never played Nintendo's, or however you pronounce it, before.
And he's gonna
now
and you're gonna win.
because it turns out I
Well,
really
and
like
also-
playing this.
It's not like he's like gonna be playing Nintendo's with us every week, Steve. He's got his own stuff to do.
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming back every week now. Now that I know I'm good at this, I'm going to use this talent for the purpose of evil.
I'll tell you what, Matt. We'll trade spots. You can have my spot here because you'll actually do better, and I'll just go do Nintendo Fever with Holly.
yeah, I mean I practically gift wrapped that one for you. You still blew it, so
You're not wrong.
but that's typically how it goes whenever, you know, I try and throw Steve a bone, he always screws it up.
And then I get something
Damn,
random.
dude.
That is
Before
true
the next
too.
Song, how about a score update?
Well, we've
like
only had 3 rounds, but currently Matt has 2, Eugene has 1.
Very nice.
All right, and we're gonna do another Patreon suggestion here. This one comes from Malik Emrys. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I apologize if I did.
Malik is the best. Sorry.
And also I have to put a. Oh wait. Okay. And I did choose the correct version of the game. Then I hadn't read your response until just now, but I'm glad I got the right one. All right. Let's see here. And away we go.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I know this.
Pennsylvania.
Not Castlevania.
Super Nintendo?
Nope.
NES.
Oh, these are always my favorites.
Is this Blaster Master for the Switch?
No, no, and no. I'm clicking on Eugene's face because this is always fun to watch.
I played this game.
This is a Patreon suggestion, but it's one that I've been planning on using for a while, actually.
Got
So
it.
I'm glad somebody-
It sounds
let's all-
just like Fester's Quest.
I'd love to be able to hear it. Thank you.
Oh God, I know I've played this game. Fuck. Is it by Sunsoft?
yes,
Is
it
this
is.
Batman? Is this Batman?
It is Batman.
Yes! The Sunsoft gave it away, Steve!
I hate you.
you did kind of get prepped that one for him, Steve.
Give yourself, boy.
I feel like I should have got that.
That's why it sounded like Fester's Quest, though, because
Tell-
Sunsoft did
Tell
Blaster
you what,
Master
Steve.
and the other one.
I'll give you a sympathy point if you can tell me which system.
NES, right?
All right, and we're moving on to the next round.
Oh my goodness.
That was Batman for the Game Boy.
Yay, I'm not technically the only one in last place.
I thought there would be far less bass for a Game Boy game on that.
I don't know. That's what it sounded like on YouTube. This one comes from Jay-Z Beast.
Oh, I know him. He's
If I can find it in here.
Yeah, he's the one who got that
Um.
Nyko doc from your mother-in-law. You know him very well.
And I got another disclaimer here, Jay-Z. The only music I could find on... Okay, well, I couldn't find the entire soundtrack, but I did find enough to play for this. I won't say what music I found, but...
Earthbound Zero?
No.
Damn, that would have been really cool.
Wait a minute, I think I played this game.
Electroplankton? No, that's stupid. Never mind.
Somebody should totally use that game.
I think somebody guesses it every time.
Everybody shut up, I'm thinking.
Oh, are you trying to think, Eugene?
Quick, Lucas, let's have an in-depth conversation about the music.
Wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
This is rather...
Is this Dead Space Extraction?
No.
That would have been funny. Is it Wii?
No.
No. Oh! This is... Is this gameplay footage?
No. Shouldn't be. Maybe it is gameplay footage. It was just listed under music.
Hold on, I know the sound effects. Hold on.
Oh, it's PUBG.
How about another track, please?
I'm playing another track.
Did we get console?
No.
Got thing. As a matter of fact, you guys have just been shouting out things. I hesitate to give this to you. Console is DS.
Not The World Ends With You.
This
No,
is
that's really
this
good
is
music.
this is
Is this Moon? The Moon Chronicles, whatever it's called.
No, shut up!
Yeah, I don't want to give him the point right now.
GM
Lost in
2.
Blue? Is this Lost in Blue?
Oh no,
No.
it's Ninja Gaiden.
What's the subtitle?
Dragon Sword.
I'm giving this one to Eugene. Sorry, Matt.
Is it Dragon Sword?
It is Dragon
is.
Oh
Sword.
yeah! I feel good for myself for getting it.
So Justin, I'll have you know I didn't get it from the music. I got it from the sound effects.
Yeah, and I had a hard time finding the soundtrack, and this was listed as just music. So blame YouTube for not.
Blame YouTube.
Interesting.
I blame you and your inferior screening of these
Couldn't find the right. All right, let me filter out some of my music here that I've
I'll
already
take it.
played here.
His error benefits me, so bank error in my favor.
Collect $20.
Mm-hmm.
And a Nyko Switch portable docking solution. That's what I'll send the winner.
Break
What
your
if
seat
it's-
today, just like us.
What if it's you?
All right, let's see. Did I just do 2? I must have done 2 patrons. Yes, because the Batman. All right, so it's time to do one of my own. All right. Let's see here. No, that one's going to be too obvious here. Doesn't matter what I play. This one's probably going to go fast, but
Gotta go.
let's-
Get your headphones, except for Steve. He gets a 5-second head start.
Yeah, no shit. I might need a 15-second head start.
He catches on quick. This one.
all right.
What? The...
Oh!
Mario Party
Oh.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yes.
No.
Nope.
Kirby 64. Kirby
All right.
and the Amazing Mirror.
Pirate
Kirby
Ring.
Wii.
Kirby.
Kirby Star Allies?
Nope.
Is this a Kirby game?
It is a Kirby game.
Kirby Touch by an
Kirby-
Angel. Kirby Balls.
This isn't Kirby First Canvas, is it?
It's what was
Is it
that?
First Canvas?
No.
That one.
Kirby
Okay,
Stream
good.
Course. Kirby Stream Course.
Oh,
Nope.
yeah. Oh,
Kirby Mass Attack?
Superstar
Nope.
Ultra.
Nope.
Kirby
Mass
and the
Attack?
Amazing Mirror. Kirby Squeak Squad.
Nope.
Kirby. Screw you,
Dreamland
Justin.
3?
Kirby's Adventure.
Nope.
Ah! Kirby's Adventure 2. Is there a Kirby's
Kirby
Adventure 2?
Kirby's Adventure 3. Kirby Dreamland
Amazing
3.
Mirror?
No.
Return
Come on, you guys are all around it here. What
Kirby
one-
3.
Return-
Kirby
Return to
2,
Dreamland.
Kirby 1.
Return to Nightmare Land?
Return to Dreamland?
There it is. There's the obligatory point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Kirby Wii just doesn't count for shit then.
I didn't hear you say Kirby Wii, but to be fair, there are 2 Kirby
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
on Wii, so.
True.
Oh. Wait, what's the other one?
Epic Yarn.
Oh, wow. I don't even think of that as a Kirby game, but you're right. It's like a Yoshi spin-off.
You're a Yoshi spinoff.
Fuck you.
If we could all only be that good.
I know.
I don't know. Most of those Yoshi spinoffs haven't been that good, but all right. So I guess we're back into Patreon territory because I got to get all these out of the way somehow. All right, we have another new patron here. This one comes from Kevin Bell. And by the way, Lucas, when I was trying to label tracks, the Return to Dreamland one was the one that had 100 tracks that was taking me forever to do. So
Oh God.
That makes sense. They put a lot of cameo music in these games.
I thought Cameo was an Xbox game.
Jeez.
We're sorry.
I tried to keep a straight face. I tried to pretend that I was that dumb, but yeah.
You got another one for the blooper reel. Okay.
No, that goes in the vault of never opening again.
I have to pull up the information on this because I know nothing about this game.
It sounds Game Boy or Game Boy Advance.
I have one question, Justin. Does this game have a really stupid name?
Yeah.
Something like Dream Boy, Mystical Castle of Nightmare Town.
Well, it's not quite that extreme, but it is pretty Japanese, but not quite so nonsensical and long.
Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Those sound effects.
Is this a Game Boy Advance game?
Nope.
Is it a Super Nintendo game?
Nope.
DS? Is it a DS?
Nope.
3DS?
Nope.
We're running out of consoles here, Justin.
Game Boy.
Switch.
GameCube.
There we go.
Okay.
It is a GameCube game.
First party. Is this Baton
Kaitos?
No.
I'm just gonna sit here and listen to you guys butcher Japanese. This is gonna be fun.
First party game.
No.
It's kind of like my
Based on a manga or anime.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yes.
Hang on.
Whitest American among us. Is it based on a manga or anime?
It appears not to be.
How is Justin the whitest one? I live in Utah.
Yeah, but Justin is Justin.
How about another track?
Alright.
Fantasy Star Online.
No.
Ooh.
Phantasy Star Online 2.
No.
Turn it down again.
God. Lucas. I can't hear it. Everybody shut up. Turn it down. It's too loud.
You're killing us here, dude. Steve has gone deaf.
No, he's gone mute.
Whatever, I can see my little green soundbar thing.
What was that, Eugene?
Is he a developer or publisher?
Capcom.
For both?
Yes. Obviously.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I don't know.
That was me, though. GameCube Capcom. It's not Piano 5.
Piano 03.
Piano
No.
3. It's not
And I had to stop and think that it's a piano.
Beautiful Joe?
Nope.
Wait, did we say that this was for the GameCube?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't they only release like 5 games?
I don't know. They were one of GameCube's better third-party companies.
Yeah, they had a bunch of weird stuff.
I'm trying to think of Japanese-style names for Capcom games on the GameCube.
I mean, I'll throw you the bone that it does not have a Japanese name, but it has an English name that sounds like a Japanese person came up with it.
Is this
Well, damn.
a sequel, or has there been a sequel to it?
Not that I am aware of or can find in here.
Jet Set right now, that was Sega.
Oh, wait. Maybe. Hang on.
Jet Set Radio?
Nope. Okay.
How about genre?
Third-person shooter.
And it's not Piano 3.
No.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, we could,
I've got nothing, man.
What else can I give you here?
Channel 5?
No.
That's Sega.
That's Sega. Yeah, I mean, it's Capcom, it's third-person shooter, it's GameCube, let's see.
Is it based on a license?
Well, it says... I gotta reset my audio after this. It doesn't appear to be based on any license, but it does appear to be based on a Japanese craze of some sort.
No, Domo. Hatsune Miku. Dark tans and blonde hair.
What do Japanese people like? They like sushi. Is this Sushi Boy and the Dragon?
How
Stop.
how racist can we get? Eggs on toast.
Apparently, it is based on a toy craze called Gashapon.
Gatchaman, the game.
Oh shit! No, I know what.
Yeah, it's those bird people, right?
I don't
They're not in
see
bird
any
costumes.
I don't see any bird costumes.
I remember putting this game away when I was looking at GameStop. I'll never remember the name though.
Eugene's gonna have a meltdown here in a minute.
I'm pretty sure like the cover had like gears or something on it, and then some dude. I can't
Birdman
Barking up the right tree here.
of the night sky.
I know what this game is, but I'm never gonna come up with a name ever.
You're giving up?
Matt, are you a GameStop alum like me and Eugene?
I never worked at a GameStop.
Okay.
Oh, you're like the only other person I've ever met who's never worked at GameStop.
You might hang out with the wrong crowd of people.
Apparently.
Before I start getting a hissing noise on my recording here, does everybody give up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha Force.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah.
nice.
You said gotcha. Jesus, Eugene. Wow. I really should have got that one.
You were so close, and you described the cover art. I almost gave it to you for that.
You actually gave us like the majority of the name too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there weren't very many clues I could give you without outright giving you the title.
Like it's a Pokemon game. It takes place mostly in a Coliseum.
Pokemon Rumble.
All right. Let's see. How many patrons did I do in a row here? Guess there was just one. All right.
You're asking
so
us.
the next one comes from Minus.
Well,
My boy Minus.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. We're not out of the woods yet. Let me delete all these so they're not in the way. All right.
how many do we have left?
I don't know. We've got one more patrons request, and I don't know. I'm gonna throw in at least one or two of mine.
We've done about 8.
Okay.
Sounds about
I
right.
guess that's what I was asking.
Can I submit?
No.
So much for that.
Yeah, what is this game?
Oh, I know this.
Hey,
I know
Matt,
this.
what were you gonna say? Let's distract
No,
Eugene
don't
for a
talk to
minute.
Matt. Let me listen to the music.
And Minus is mocking you.
Minus is in our chat right now, our private group chat.
Yes. And saying as Eugene is losing his shit, this is worth it. Don't hurt yourself.
How about another track? I know this game.
All right, how obscure can I get
Power
here?
Rangers. Power Rangers.
It is not Power Rangers.
What does Minus like?
Oh, Star Tropics! This is Star Tropics!
Star
Star
Tropics
Tropics 2, motherfucker!
Yeah, you gotta put the 2 or you will never live it down.
What's the subtitle?
Oh,
Zoda's
fuck you.
Revenge.
More Star Tropics.
No, it's Zoda's Revenge. And it's actually not a subtitle. It's Zoda's Revenge, and Star Tropics 2 is the subtitle.
Fair enough.
So Eugene didn't get it.
Yes, Eugene did get it.
Woo!
All right. Let's see
Thanks,
here.
Minus, you're my boy.
Well, that little stunt just put Eugene over the top.
Yeah, Eugene currently has
It's so
4.
strong.
Matt has 2, and Steve has 1.
Hi,
Lucas, I tried to throw you a bone there, but
I'm guarding the back right now. I'm making sure nobody creeps in from behind. Don't say it.
That's a
Cousin.
noble
Lucas
job.
Lucas is
Noble
the second
boy.
place to that person in first place that protects them.
well, let's see. I was going to
Do you have any wrestling
play.
game soundtracks?
All
I would do really good at that.
right,
Yeah, but that's just because all the answers would be WWE.
No, you gotta guess the wrestler.
Oh God.
How about
Yeah,
Matt?
Yeah, I forgot how much you like wrestling games.
Hey, WrestleMania's on Sunday, boys. I'm excited.
Oh
Shantae.
What
God.
in?
Justin track.
There he is.
The original Shantae.
Wow.
What color?
Wow.
Yeah, I recognize. Well, that's one of the main themes of the series. I just can't think of which one right now.
I
If
didn't
Steve
know
would
that.
Then that would be what would activate him to go kill people. That theme song, because he like, did you see his eyes light up just then? Jeez.
Gosh, that Italian family at the next table sure is.
I'm still trying to think of what song that was. That's going to drive me nuts.
Oh, I already deleted it, but it was
Don't worry about it. I'll
night
figure it out after.
something or other too. Let's see. Let me. I am doing a little housekeeping here on my music. All right.
Was that one of yours, Justin, or was that?
That was one. That was one of mine, and I
Okay.
was expecting that to take a little bit longer.
Sounds like it was one of Steve's.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I've got one more patron, and then I'll throw in at least one more of mine.
Okay, so I can catch up, is what you're saying. There is a chance.
Yes.
There is a
You get the
chance.
next two, then we
Slimest
force him into a
chance.
tiebreaker.
This one comes from Phantom.
Oh,
And-
Phantom. Oh God.
Shadow.
What are you?
Oh, well, you're screwed.
How are you going to play me this week?
Let's try. I don't
This
freaking
is
know.
Care
Let's
Bears.
try
Sour Patch Kids.
this one.
Yeah, we need to make a rule.
I'm
What
gonna.
the hell is happening?
I think I played this game.
Or Castlevania 64.
Nope.
64? Is it on the 64?
It is not 64.
Is it?
It sounds.
Is it Switch?
No, but something about this music sounds familiar to me, and I've never played this game.
Is it on the
It's-
60 or the GameCube?
Yes.
Got a lot of GameCube games.
Minus, I mean, Phantom likes RPGs. There weren't very many RPGs on the GameCube. It's
Is this Batos Matos?
It's not
Is
bathtub macho.
Is it Baton Titan?
Baton Kaiton? I meant to
Is it-
say, don't give him the point.
It is not whatever that is.
Okay.
Is it is it an RPG?
Is it
Yes.
is it Fire Emblem?
God,
No.
there weren't very many RPGs on this GameCube.
Oh, is it
not
Battalion
Fantasy-
Wars?
Nope.
Not
There's a
Fantasy
RPG.
Star. It's not. Ogre Battle.
Euro
That was
Truck
60.
Simulator.
No, it is not Ochre Battle. Lucas, I'm ignoring.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, right.
Skies of
Oh,
Arcadia.
Nope.
Is it a Final Fantasy GameCube game?
Nope.
Is it Baldur's Gate?
Nope. Do we want another
Is it-
clue? or-
This isn't Crystal Chronicles, right?
No, I
Nope.
said not Final Fantasy.
All right.
Developer.
GameCube game. It is an RPG, and it is a Western RPG.
Is it a developer or a publisher?
The publisher is Activision. The developer is Japanese.
Oh, I think Matt knows it.
Who's the developer?
The developer is From Software.
Matt is in meltdown
Oh, it's Lost Kingdoms.
I was rooting for you there, Matt, but Eugene pulls another one out.
You don't fuck with me. I know From Soft. They did Dark Souls, man.
mode.
When you said Activision is when I clicked. I was like, I know this game.
Eugene, I'd like to point out that to our special guest, you just said, you don't fuck with me.
Matt, I want to reiterate an earlier point, or an earlier point I made. Welcome to the family. This is how we treat each other.
God.
You're not one of
man,
us unless you're being insulted.
As soon as you said FromSoft, because I know pretty much all of FromSoft's games at this point. Like they did Kingsfield, like Armored Core, and they did only a few RPGs and even fewer games on the GameCube. That might have been their only game on the GameCube, actually.
I do like how the nerds in us, we become pumped up when we can guess video game tune-ins. Ryder's just oh man, you can't fuck with me. You want to
All right.
and you better come with an MP3.
All right. So currently Eugene has wiped the floor with everybody with 5, but Steve and Matt are tied with 2. So let's find out who's in second place with this last round.
Air 5.
Bayonetta?
Nope.
Sin and Punishment 2?
Nope.
Good guess.
I like it.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I do
shit.
too. Wait,
Looks like, wait, I know this.
no, that riff sounds really familiar.
Is it a shooter?
No.
Oh, is this? Wait, you said it's not a shooter.
I think we were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you're both wrong.
It's not Bayonetta?
Right?
It does sound very Bayonetta, though, now that you mention it.
Justin traveled back from time with the soundtrack to Bayonetta 3.
Infinite
Is
Space.
this a...
No.
Oh, it's Viva Pinata.
No, I'm not making that mistake again.
Is it Wii U?
It is Wii U.
Wow, we should definitely get this. There's only 5 games on there. I feel like this is a terrible question to ask, but is it First Party?
Wait.
Oh yeah, what is
Yeah.
that?
I've played this. I've
Guacamelee?
heard this. Oh, is this ukulele?
No.
No,
That never made it to the Wii U.
that's right. That was a cruel joke. Why do
No,
I
it's
know
not.
I know, right? Sounds familiar.
Is this a Sonic game? No,
Better
that's
not be.
orchestral.
No, it's First Party.
It's
Oh.
third party.
Oh, you said Third Party?
Yes.
That cuts the list way down. Is it an eShop exclusive?
No.
It was a retailed game for the Wii U, third party.
Yes.
All right,
Was
we
it
can
a
get this.
Was it a Nintendo exclusive or was it multi-platform?
It was multi-platform.
Is this Deus Ex?
No.
Oh, I thought you had it. Is it Ubisoft?
No. I
Can you
mean,
play another track?
I may have intentionally misled you with one or two of these answers, but
Oh,
bear with
perfect.
me and I'll explain.
Skrillex, the game.
What?
This isn't like Fast Neo.
No, it's a retail release.
Well, yeah, but then he said he misled us, so
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything he said is
I don't
basically
trust
out the
anything
window.
that says-
mind.
Justin's like,
Everything I say is a
everything
lie,
I told you
except for that.
except for one thing
that.
was a lie.
And that.
The cake
And
is
that.
a lie
And
too.
that. And that. And that.
I
feel
like
like
it, whatever it is.
I've almost played this.
Batman,
I
Arkham
almost
City.
Probably have played this.
They didn't. Riptide never came out on the Wii U, right?
God, no shit.
That I know of.
Well, clearly not. Or it would be the right title, and Lucas would have a point.
God, why does this sound vaguely familiar?
Is this Breath of the Wild?
There you
Yes.
go. You got it.
Bayonetta 2.
Oh, is it Fire Emblem? F sharp.
No.
Shin Megami Tensei.
I totally would have given that to you if it were correct, but it is not.
That's generally how this works.
Did we get genre yet?
No, and I'm not going to give it to you yet.
This isn't
Come
like
on,
Lost
dog.
Reavers, is it? Is this some kind of like super troll? Okay.
Was this a retail game or not? I need to know.
Yes,
the
it
real
was a retail game.
answer. Okay. Well,
But
don't
was
get
it
mad
like
at me? You're the one who
was
said
it
you
like-
lied to us.
Was it like not a retail game until like last year?
No, this was released on store shelves on the
Did
Wii
it?
U.
Did it
Devil's
have?
Third. Devil's Third?
Nope. All right, you guys ready to be thrown
Did
for a
it?
loop?
Did it have
Yeah,
exclusive
for that.
content for the Wii U that wasn't on the other platforms?
This might answer your question.
Minecraft.
It's Tekken.
Oh, you
Nice.
son of a bitch!
Who said Tekken?
I did.
Steve.
I had been thinking that for like 4 minutes, and I'm like, nah, that's
I'd
stupid.
I'd
I
asked
ain't
for the
gonna
full
say it.
title, but it was the only Tekken game
Tekken
to come
Tag
out.
Tournament or something like that.
Tekken Tag Tournament
Tag
2.
Tournament
And-
2.
And
Oh yeah,
it-
there's my 2.
Game.
and
I have
this
the
is
game.
where there were kind of half truths there because it was a third party release. Namco published it by themselves, but it had exclusive Nintendo licensed content, so it was kind of
That's-
on the borderline.
That's why I asked that question, because I had a feeling that's what it might be.
I find it
That's
odd that you ask questions that could give us hints instead of just shouting out random guesses.
Well, because he sees what happens when one of you shouts out a random guess, gets it slightly wrong, and then somebody else steals it.
Yeah, but
Or,
if
or I see
any
what
one of
happens
us
when I
is-
throw out a stupid guess and I get shamed.
But see, if like any
That's always
if
fun.
any one of us had been thinking that, we would have just sniped it from you.
Well,
Wouldn't be the
there's-
first time.
That was like the only
Well-
round I didn't say, like, is this a fighter?
Right?
Well, yeah, and that was kind of my other hint that maybe I should say Tekken.
Yeah, because I mean that would have been a dead giveaway because there are only 2 fighting games on the Wii U
Yeah.
that I can think of other than
Tekken
Smash.
and Pokken.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Only two
Yeah.
fighting- that's so
Tekken,
sad.
Pokken, and Smash, all 3
So
made by Namco.
sad.
Go figure.
Right? Jeez.
Like,
And
Did
that
we make it?
that officially ends this excruciating game of Nintendoons. The final score is Eugene with 5, Steve pulling in second place with 3, and Matt very close behind with 2. Lucas, I'm sorry, I tried to help you out, buddy, but you walk away with the goose egg, or I guess the Easter
Sorry.
egg in this case.
I'm pretty sure I host next week, so it'll be just basically the reverse of this, and Eugene will win again. So,
yeah, but will Steve get 3 points? That's the question.
Probably.
probably not.
Oh, hey, Injustice was on the Wii U too. I'm just seeing that in the chat.
Oh
That
yeah, I
was
forgot.
also a fighting
yeah.
game.
And
Hey, hi,
not
buddy.
by Namco.
I
Right.
know that guy. He's a good guy in the chat right now. That guy.
Blind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't talk about that.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to take a little break, and we will be right back with the question block.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
But
Yeah, you like that answer there, Steve?
What?
Did this have exclusive Nintendo content? Well, let me
Well,
see.
yeah.
Ba-da-dun-dun-dun.
was-
Uh,
I wish I would have said that about 3 minutes earlier.
Well, that could have been at least 3 games though, because there was
Does
Tekken,
anybody need a break
Batman.
before we roll into the question block?
And Need for Speed. Need
No,
no.
Eugene, I don't need a break. Let's get back to the show.
If you're giving us the option, I could probably go, drain the fire hose real quick.
Then go drain the fire hose, buddy. And he was gone.
Oh,
Now he's
so he
right
does
there.
that
He's with Pikachu.
right there in the same room. I see.
Oh, good. So my Pikachu is showing up because it's showing up as the Power Ranger on my side.
No, you are a Pikachu, my
We
friend.
see your Pikachu.
That sounds dirty.
Well,
Sounds
if you
even worse when you know what he's doing.
I was just about to make that joke. Okay, I'm leaving now.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Even I didn't even get a point, but you know what? Doesn't even matter because
Welcome to my life.
next
Welcome
week
to
I'm
my
gonna say
life.
screw all of you, except you, Matt, because you won't be here for me to harass. But still.
Matt, do you want to read Kevin Bell's question for the question block since nobody's claimed that one yet?
Yeah.
Do you know what the question block is?
We answer questions that users have submitted.
Ah, you're sharp.
Yeah. Not my first rodeo. I do like how I'm not poking fun at you guys, but I do like how every single Nintendo podcast, their
Literally.
question and answer segment is just, what do we call it? The question block?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, technically ours is called Hit That Question Block.
Yeah.
But,
Oh.
yeah.
We gotta,
Well,
we
and
gotta-
we-
So
I mean,
there.
I see question block right here above these questions. I don't see hit that question block. I'm
Well,
just,
if you
you're not
became a patron,
oh. Why is that? I get all the content if I pay you money. I see.
There you go.
make
that's
sure you
actually
join
how
that $1 million tier. That's yeah.
Well, I was
That's
until
the
that
tier you wanna
comment.
be.
Now I'm
For
All the-
episode 420, we did something special. We did hit that grass block instead.
Oh, I
Right.
see what you did
Out of
there.
that one.
You did that because
Minecraft. And yeah.
Minecraft.
Because Minecraft, you're good. Because
Spoken like a true Utah.
The best day of the year to play Minecraft is on April 20th, as we all know.
Exactly. I mean, common knowledge here, really.
That's what I've learned in life.
Mhm. Yep.
My favorite upgrade pack was Alpha 4.20. That was when smoke first was invented in Minecraft.
That
I
is
thought
oddly
Smoke was in
specific.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
sorry.
I want to come back one of these times on this show because this is an absolute blast, by the way. And I would love to host Nintendo Tunes one time. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how I don't know how much Patreon money I got to give you for that, but let me know.
We'll
'cause I'll
come
do-
up with a tier for you. Don't worry about it. We're very good at finding ways to get people to pay us extra money.
Because
Exactly.
I've never done Nintendo Tunes, and that was a blast to play it. But all that happened to me, I don't know. I'm sure it happened to you guys too. Is just
Yeah,
usually just like, I just
exactly.
want to do this song and this song and this song. And this.
How do you think we think up our hosting sessions? It's
Well,
usually
you know,
bad while we're being hosted on.
sometimes we do like all Nintendo Tunes shows where we'll each do 5 tracks or something like that with some of our higher tier patrons. Maybe come on one of those days and
I would
For sure.
love
be
to
a part of the
absolutely love to.
magic.
I have a
The
quick
next
question.
one, of those, by the way, will be. Where's my month? In May.
In May.
Awesome.
Yeah, the last week of
Justin,
May.
are you back?
Okay. Also a quick question. When we're leaving and we can tell people where to find us, do you have any issue with me pimping up my
Plug it. Plug it
Yep.
all.
Cool.
I've plugged non-Nintendo related things, so plug whatever you want.
Yeah,
I plug a separate Patreon account. So it's all good, bro.
yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
talking about plugging anymore, guys. I'm
Lucas
sorry.
Lucas will let you plug anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord. All right, with that, we're back. Hello, everybody. I'm the winner. I am the champion. But
Where's
we're
your
back with
fireworks, Eugene?
I don't have I forgot to put up my green screen today. I was
Wow.
kind of busy
You had
before, but-
fireworks last week. I saw those.
Maybe next week I'll get them just for you, but only if you win, Steve. Only if you.
That's good. Me win. Yeah.
But we are back with the question block. You can submit a question too if you go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio, just like Minus did. Why don't you take us away with Minus's question, Lucas? This is a good one.
First, I'd like to say thank you so much, Minus, for asking such a thought-provoking question. If a Cyclops closes his eye, is he blinking or winking? And the answer, the answer to that question, the answer to that question is it depends
Is
on
blowing
what's
in the
his
wind.
heart. Because if he feels that he's blinking. But if he's giving you a little wink, he's winking. It's all up to him.
Maybe it's like Mike Wazowski, where his eyelid can like close at different angles.
Ooh, that's scary to think about.
Got real deep real quick. All right, well, let's go into this. Oh.
You have no idea.
So if
Welcome to our world.
If it's subconscious, it's a blink, but if it's conscious, it's a wink.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, my 4-year-old recently learned how to wink, and she won't stop winking. But like she's using it for evil at this point. Like she'll look at you and she'll be like, "Don't worry, Dad, I didn't make a mess." Wink. It's like, wait, wait. Did you make a mess? Nope. Wink. Okay. Calm down. And then the worst part is like she's actually making fun of people who don't know how to wink. Her teacher at the preschool that she goes to cannot wink, and she literally goes up and she's like, "Hey, teacher, wink."
Oh no!
My daughter is using the wink for evil, is what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is what I've discovered over the past couple of years: kids are assholes.
They are evil for being evil.
So, Minus, I'd like to propose a counter question to your question. Why does the Cyclops have to be male? Why didn't the question, did we just assume that it was a male Cyclops?
Oh, dear God.
Do female Cyclopses not get a chance to blink or wink? What's up with that? Are all Cyclopses male in your narrow-minded worldview? Give me some answers, buddy.
What if this Cyclops... What if this Cyclops identifies as a winker and you're calling him a blinker? Like this is
Matt, please save us.
I can't tell how serious this conversation is, and if we want to get political, that's fine. Let's go into it.
Did you here for the strong conversation?
No, he wasn't.
Perpetuate this.
Don't even let him start that one. We had a literal 15-minute debate about how many holes a straw has.
No,
obviously, the answer is infinitesimal because particles exist.
One straw. One.
Wait, it has 2 holes.
No, it has one. It's one hole that goes all the way from top to bottom.
I don't have a question assigned to me, so somebody please save us. Or I will just read somebody's question.
Minus is a troublemaker.
Let's ask the chat, and we will get the final answer upon this entire.
No, that doesn't.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay, Matt, no, hold on.
Makes it worse.
Everyone, hold on. Matt, you are in our Infendo Discord. One of our custom emojis is a white Y. It's not actually a Y. It's a two-sided.
It's a two-hole straw.
Two-ended
That's
straw.
what that is.
Because that devolved into how many holes does a two-pronged straw have?
Yeah,
and it's become like the symbol for their god. They've started their own religion around it.
Why is it the timer going off?
It literally is 2 seconds, buddy. 2 seconds.
Hey, I just emojied the 3-hole straw with a 3-hole straw.
Oh yeah, I just heard it pop up on Discord.
Matt, please tell us what Kevin Bell has to say.
Kevin Bell says that Cyclopses wink and blink. He says that straws have 2 holes. Oh no, that's not what he said. That's what I said. Kevin Bell. Okay. What does Kevin Bell sound like? All right. Do you think there is a chance Nintendo will bring Star Fox Zero to the Switch with the option of traditional? No, not with traditional control scheme. That's the hell no. I wanted to get it on the Wii U, but the controls were really off-putting, and I eventually passed on it. I love your question, Kevin Bell. I'd like to say it first, but I do love your optimism even more than your question, where you're like, hey, do you think there's a chance Nintendo will do something normal? No. If they bring it to the Switch, you'll have one controller in front of you and one controller behind you, and you'll have to dance sideways to turn to be able to turn. Like,
I mean, to be fair, they did bring out the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with normal controls on
normal-ish.
Well,
Normal in the sense of a drum game.
Okay. Well, you could play it with the joystick moving you and the button jumping. So that's about as normal as you can get on a abnormal controller.
But
let's
the
be
normal
real.
controller was the drums, so that would make it
Which is the only way to
abnormal.
play it.
Yes, but that would make it abnormal to put it on a quote unquote traditional control scheme.
So seriously though, like if Star Fox Zero ever comes to the Switch, it's going to require 2 switches and a set of Labo boxes. That's how it's gonna work.
Jesus.
Yeah, Labo
Okay.
Switch.
So Lucas wants to chime in here because Star Fox Zero was one of his favorite games on the Wii U, and like to this day, he's really sad that it's like one of the only games that isn't getting ported when we're getting Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I don't care if it has the same bizarre controls or not. I played that entire thing in handheld without a TV on. Like I made it work. Just give me the game. I'll make it work again. I would love it if it had normal controls, but I don't need them. Just give me that game.
Actually, I think this is the best case scenario for Star Fox Zero to get ported to the Switch. I think if they are willing to port games like Mario Kart 8 and they're willing to port, you know, what's the even Donkey Kong and stuff, I think it actually shows that the ability.
Don't get me started on Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but the fact that they're porting is what I'm saying. I think that really opens up the absolute possibility that Star Fox Zero would definitely get a port. I wouldn't be surprised at all if at E3 this year they were to announce that. And
I could see Star Fox. I mean, here's the thing: they don't have to remove motion controls because motion is in every official or every Nintendo-made Switch controller. Yeah. And I think it works better on the Switch. So there's that. You don't have the. I mean, I think the downside to it is there was a lot of touchscreen stuff going on with the little robot. That might be an issue, but I don't think they have to do a whole lot of modification to. I mean, they could release it more or less in its current state on the Switch without changing the controls, and then just add like an auto aim or whatever they had on Star Fox 64, where you hold the button and it locks on, you know, something like that. That was my biggest issue with Star Fox Zero. Not that it had the motion controls, but that there was no auto aim to assist it. You know, because
I could be. No, go ahead.
Yeah, that was it.
I was just gonna say I could be wrong, but short of games like Yoshi's Woolly World that got like 3DS ports, or Smash, which is getting a somewhat new version at least this year, Star Fox Zero is one of the last like big name AAA Nintendo titles that hasn't been ported yet. Like everything else under the sun, I feel like we've gotten a port of.
And what now that you're saying, I was just gonna say, now that you're saying that, wouldn't the 3DS be the perfect console for Star Fox Zero? Actually,
yes, except it was so pretty. Like it was such a pretty game, and I really just want that on Switch. I love Star Fox.
A lot. They'd have to take it down a lot for the 3DS.
It was the first Star Fox game since Assault, which was like real Star Fox, and I miss it so much.
Assault was a very cool game.
I liked Assault.
Sure. All right. Well, Steve, why don't you read us Jay-Z Beast's question?
Okay, so before I read this, I want to say there's a couple different ways we can take this question. And so I've got a couple different answers for this. But Jay-Z Beast asks us, what are some games you guys played that you feel are better on the second playthrough? My first thought on this was, what was a game I didn't like at first that I did like the second time I played it? And for that, I would have to say Skyrim. I still haven't played as much as I would like to. I've still only sat down the one day and played it. But I went from playing 20 minutes of it on the PlayStation 3 and putting it down to never play it again, to playing 4.5 to 5 hours in one sit-down playthrough. So, you know, that right there is kind of my first thought. My other thought, though, is games that have twists at the end, where, you know, the first time the twist happens, you're like, holy crap, I can't believe that just happened. You know, and then the second time you play it, you can see all the hints that lead up to it.
I love stuff like that, movies and games where you're like, oh my God, I didn't notice this the first time, but there it is.
Yeah, so for me, that was Bravely Default, and that's the reason I still love that game as much as I do. Just
for sure,
you know, the second playthrough is amazing.
Yeah, even despite that second like playthrough that you have to do basically, like I still
And third and fourth.
right, yeah.
The game that immediately came to mind for me was Twilight Princess. And maybe part of this is because the second time I played all the way through it was on the enhanced, Wii U version that kind of streamlined a lot of the wolf sections. But the first time I played it, I just felt like it dragged, it plotted, it wasn't very interesting. The story was just too
Dark, just to be dark.
yeah, like just everything was too much for the sake of being too much, really. The game was
Right.
too big, everything. And then when the Wii U version came out, I thought, well, I really want to try this again with traditional controls, with better graphics and all that. And I really enjoyed it the second time through, which is why I'm really hoping we get a Skyward Sword remake on the
Yes.
Switch, because
Me too.
if they can streamline some of the horrendous backtracking and just the overly dragged out third act of that game, I think I would probably put it in my top 5 Zelda games.
Skyward Sword is another one too that's really good the second or third or fourth time you play it too.
I don't have that much patience. I got too many other games that I want to play and haven't.
Keeping the Zelda train alive, and really just for me, any game that was a good game that didn't personally meet my expectations, I had more fun with the second time around. My Master Quest playthrough of Breath of the Wild was a lot more fun than my first playthrough because I knew what I. Yeah, you have no idea how deep this rabbit hole goes. But
this is more important than a damn straw.
I was expecting
Yes.
I was expecting a lot of things from that game that I didn't get. And when I knew what to expect and what not to the second time around, it really changed my opinion of it.
And that's how I felt with Twilight Princess.
Yeah, exactly. I know, Matt, and we're gonna have a whole separate podcast about this.
Yeah.
I want
to get ready to gasp again. Mario Galaxy. In my opinion, my least favorite Mario games. The first time I played them, I was like, it's Mario. The second time okay, it's good Mario. Like any one of those games that for me was well, I actually really liked Mario Odyssey the first time through, but I am playing it now again. But any game for me that I know is a good game, but that did things or didn't do things that I was hoping it would do, that second time through, there wasn't that disappointment. That second time through, I didn't go, oh, it didn't fulfill me in this way or that way. And I can just go through and enjoy the game for what it is. So I had a lot of games like that were like those big AAA titles that, some people love, some people hate.
That's what I felt about Yoshi's Woolly Yarn, or which the Yoshi one on the Wii U?
Woolly World?
Woolly World.
Woolly World. That's kind of how I felt about that. And I know that game wasn't exactly a standout classic of a video game or anything, but upon first playing it the first time through, I basically played the entire thing co-op with my daughter, and it was just
that must have been excruciating.
like I could what?
That must have been excruciating. I've played with my kids and it's just awful.
No, well, she was 8 and she was fine at it. Like before when she was like 5 and 6 and we played like Mario, I just told her like get in the bubble and stuff. And it was easier. But for the most part, she was doing a good job. Like her first game that she beat with minor assistance with me was that game called It'll Do. And she, really loved that kind of style of game and it really pushed her to want to play like more RPGs and stuff like that. But like playing Yoshi World with my daughter was kind of like ho hum, like it just felt like nothingness. And then when I played it again, I didn't finish it or anything the second time through. When I played the levels by myself, like I definitely enjoyed the gameplay. I definitely enjoyed the game, but not like I did not. And then like the first time, it was very, very monotonous and boring and just like cookie cutter Yoshi. And then the second time, I'm like, you know what? This is like a game where you shut your brain off and you just relax and play for an hour, and then you just walk away and you don't worry about it ever again. My answer though for this question is I took this a different way, where a good game that you play again on a second playthrough or a third or a fourth or whatever. Every single time I play Resident Evil 4, I love that game more every single time.
Nice.
When I played it on the GameCube, I loved that game. When I played it on the Wii, I loved that game. When I played it on the Xbox, I loved that game. When I played it on the PC, I loved that game. If they brought it to the 3DS, if they brought it to the Switch, if they would have brought it to the Wii U, if they bring it to
It probably will.
anything.
Yeah.
I hope to goodness they do, because I absolutely adore Resident Evil 4, and it is a better game every time you play it. I mean,
that's actually a good answer. The Wii version is so good. I can only imagine a Switch version, right? Like that. Maybe you can just use, like kind of. Oh god, yeah, that's.
I have never played Resident Evil 4, even though I own it on the Wii U.
Oh my god.
Okay, allow me to redeem some points in your eyes and say that I absolutely love Resident Evil 4.
It is it is probably
The only Resident Evil game I played was the
game. Sorry.
The only Resident Evil game I've played was the GameCube remake of the original.
Oh, I love that.
See, and that was another really good game with really outdated mechanics. But hey, Eugene, you didn't get to say your answers. What you got for us, bud?
Yeah, so actually, my answer might not be much of a surprise. I think I might have said this before, but the first time I played Dark Souls, fuck Sonic.
I'm really excited to play Dark Souls on the Switch.
Oh god, it was, dude. Okay, so my story with Dark Souls is I put 40 hours into it, pretty much got nowhere. Like, in the grand scheme of Dark Souls, put it down for months. Like, I'm talking like 6, 7, 8 months, maybe even a year. But then I ended up picking it back up, kind of starting a new save file, and then ended up playing. I have put over 400 hours into the original Dark Souls on the Xbox. I hate to use superlatives, but like I want to say that that's like one of my favorite games of all time, But it's definitely up there, It's definitely up there.
Can I springboard off of that before we run out of our second timer and say that you're reminding me of my Monster Hunter experience basically to a T. The first time I played the series was in like the Wii version where you just go and you fight random things in like the arcade or whatever it was called, the arena, I guess. I had no idea what I was doing. Then I played it on Wii for the first time, or Wii U, I guess. I don't know. I played it somewhere, and I got like 60 hours in, and I was like, it's okay. And then I played it on 3DS, and I put in like, billions of hours. So again, one of those series that kind of goes in the same vein. And since it's Jay-Z, I figured that's appropriate because that's like his game of choice.
Could I throw in an honorable mention real quick with a small story?
Sure enough.
So as I stated, my Switch got broken. I lost all my data, and I played Stardew Valley for the first time on the Switch and fell in love with that game. Put 50 hours into it, and I do not play video games like I used to when I was younger, and I didn't have 4 small children running around my home. So I did not play the same amount of time. And Stardew Valley was one of those few games that really, really hooked me, and I put 50 hours into it, and I lost everything. And I really thought that when I sat down to play Stardew Valley again, I would be angry about replaying it. But in reality, because I had an idea of what to do, I'm playing it more efficiently. So like the game is like a different kind of fun. It's like when you learn a skill and then you're better at that skill. So the next time you have to go and, I don't know, dig a hole, you dig the hole more efficiently. Like as tedious as that may sound, the game is so tedious in general that you feel like you're improving upon yourself playing the game based upon your skills improving. So I'm enjoying my second playthrough of that, even though it is heart-wrenching to be starting over in comparison to where I was.
Oh, that's right, because you lost like, oh god, so rest in peace to your old Switch to save data.
Yeah.
All right, well, we did hit our timer, and we do still have some show remaining. So why don't we move on to change the system? We're going to kind of do a little lightning round this week because number one, we've got a bunch of people. Number two, we've got a giveaway to give away. So we're going to get to that. But Matt, as our guest, why don't you lead us into change the system? Basically, this section, you talk about any of the games that you've been playing, Nintendo or otherwise. So take us away.
Okay, cool. I've been playing actually a lot of my PC recently. I got some friends online who convinced me to try Overwatch, and game. Yeah, a very, very fun game. I want to get better at it. That's the one thing that is my takeaway when it comes to Overwatch. Is it's a game that I want to improve my skills so that I can play better all the time. Because it's a game that's a competitive game, right? It's like playing Rocket League and such. It's not a game that you play for fun, if that makes sense, right? Like you play that game less for fun and more to get better at it.
Honestly, I never thought of it that way, but that's kind of how it is, right? Like
it's like a fighting game.
So Splatoon?
Yep.
Yeah, Splatoon. think about Splatoon, and I was going to bring this game up too in that same regard because I've been playing it starting over, right? Like I was at level 15 or something, not a huge amount or anything, but it does suck that I have to like start over and get back to level 10 just so I can play ranked and stuff. But I am playing that game out of habit and improvement than I am because I'm enjoying it. Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, same thing. I play that game to build decks and to make them more efficient and to play better the next time I play the game. I don't know how much of that is fun anymore as it is just me doing something efficiently. To talk about some games that I have been playing for fun, though, real briefly, of course, is Stardew Valley. I play that all the time. I've been playing a ton of Splatoon recently to build my rank back up. I've been playing Rocket League because that game is a blast.
Yes.
I have not touched some of the games that I was getting really into on my first playthrough of the Switch. The games that have been really hard for me to restart are the games that I made it like 5 to 10 hours into, because you don't get into a game until you get past 5 to 10 hours. So Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, that's like super painful for me to want to redo the first 10 hours of that game.
I think I remember you saying the same about Splatoon.
And it has been a little tough because of that reason. But Skyrim, Doom, both those games I absolutely love, and I really liked it on the Switch. But I'm like falling into like this notion of like, do I really want to play the same 5 hours again when it wasn't that long ago that I had done it? Glorious Explosion Machine, or is it Glorious or is it
Graceful?
Graceful, something like
that.
It's
Graceful Explosion Machine. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that game. That game is the greatest single Switch game on the planet Earth.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, no, it is the best game. It is. If I can steal a word from our president, just turn it back to it's awesome. It's a great game. Everybody should know. Yeah, everybody. It's huge. It's so good. So good. Okay. So yeah, honestly, everybody needs to go get this game. I figured if Trump told you to do it, then you might do it. We're all white in here.
I think you and Lucas might have to have a Trump off later on.
We haven't had a
we're all
Trump
white here. What
in a while.
Except for Eugene. He'll be the rebel among Trump listeners.
That just means he doesn't see color. So, he's a cool guy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I play. Okay, anyways. So you guys all own Graceful Exploding Machine?
I don't.
If I say
I've never heard of it.
You know what? I know this isn't my show, but I'm kicking you all out. I'm kicking every one of you.
All right.
It is the best.
It's been a good run, guys.
All right.
Find me on Twitter.
That's all I gotta say for this little segment. Go get GEM, the best game.
Nice. All right. Well, are you ready for your lightning rounds, Steve? Take us away. What have you been playing?
Yeah. So this weekend I got really into Blaster Master Zero again. I finally.
I thought you were gonna say drunk.
That's this weekend. I'm home alone for part of the weekend. So.
It's in Utah. There's no beer there that will get him drunk.
Oh, there's beer. We just can't buy it on Sundays.
And it's also weak beer in comparison.
Well, yeah. So that means I just have to drink twice as much.
Lightning round.
Well, don't worry. I don't have that much to talk about. I beat the main campaign for Blaster Master. It was a really good game. Really enjoyed it. The final boss was a little easy, though. Not gonna lie.
Because you're super powerful, though.
Yeah.
Like your mom.
Oh, geez. And then I started playing with speaking of lightning, I started playing with the Azure Striker Gunvolt DLC. That is the only way to play that game. If you're going to play Blaster Master, buy Blaster Master, buy the Gunvolt DLC, and just play the game that way, because it's far better than the actual game.
Have you tried
so
the
not
Battle
Shovel
Arena
Knight for
stuff?
Shantae?
No, Shovel Knight and Shantae don't really work in that game. What was your question, Matt?
Have you tried the Battle Arena, the multiplayer stuff in it? I have not tried
Not
it
yet. I still need to.
I need to have a drunk night with my friends and play that.
But yeah, the problem with Shovel Knight and Shantae is they're both close range attackers, and it really helps to have someone that can not only attack at a distance, but actually move while they're attacking, which neither Shovel Knight nor Shantae can do. So I was pretty disappointed with that DLC, but I can't remember if I actually bought it or if I got it for free, though. Well, free for a while anyway. And then the other game I've been playing, I just lost, actually. So clearly it didn't mean that much to me if I can't remember what it was. I did play a little bit of Rocket League. I have really been enjoying Rocket League lately. They did a really cool April Fool's thing, too, where all of your Toppers went big and did some weird things for April Fools. Was it just for that day though, Lucas?
It was just that day, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, all the... Oh, no.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought, and then I'll start my other one.
Change the system.
Oh.
Talk.
And then the other game that I played, and I forgot because I played it all day Sunday, and I haven't played my Switch since, but I'm almost done with Steam World Dig 1. I picked those up a few weeks ago, and I've beat Steam World Dig on the 3DS, but I started playing it again on the Switch just so I can get ready for Steam World Dig 2, which I'll be playing next. And I sat down and beat it almost just on Sunday alone. So
played Steam World Heist?
Not yet. That's another one I still need to buy.
That's a good game.
Is it better than Dig?
That's good.
It's a different style, so there's no comparing the two. It's a great RTS game though.
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying the best things about Dig 2, so I think I'm gonna have to get
Dig 2 is really, really good.
Yeah, and I am trying to get my indie hat back on Phantom. So
I
don't need you stealing that from me. And that's the entirety of the games I've played this week. So
very nice, very nice. All right, Justin, take us away. I know you've got a bunch, so
I've got
lightning round.
Oh God, I don't even know how I'm gonna get it. Well, first of all, I just went through my Switch bag and found this nice little charging cable that I'm going to take out for safety. All right, so I went on a bit of a spending spree on the eShop. First of all, I wasn't here for Change the System last week, so I didn't get to say that. I was almost finished with Membrane then. I have finished Membrane, and I am currently writing the review, but I spent most of the weekend playing target practice with the toilet because projectile vomiting all over the place. So I didn't get a whole lot done, but so finished Membrane, review forthcoming. But yeah, there were a lot of sales on the eShop this weekend, and I picked up Lego Worlds, which I've been eyeing since I got the Switch. I also picked up Lego City Undercover, which I have actually on the Wii U and absolutely loved, and for $15 it was totally worth getting again.
And then you bought me a copy, and thank you so much for that. I'm sorry I haven't had time to play it yet.
No, somebody who I met on Twitter, whose name eludes me at the moment, I apologize, but was asking me about it. I said, yeah, give it a try. And he downloaded and he's been playing it like every night since. So he played it like 20 hours, Ante, and he's played it about 20 hours in like the first couple of days. So
what game was it? I missed it.
Lego City Undercover.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's no longer on sale, but I highly recommend it if you haven't played it. It's worth the $30 sticker price, so or $20 on the Wii U. I also picked up Blossom Tales because that was on sale. I've been having fun with that. If you don't know what it is, it's very reminiscent of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That sort of retro action adventure sort of game. Plays very much like Link to the Past, so I'm loving that. What else? I downloaded Kamiko, but have not even booted it up yet. I finally got to play some of the Luigi balloon thing in Super Mario Odyssey, and it's a lot more fun than it was the first time I played it, and great way to rack up coins for some of those new costumes they released. Especially if you can get a chain going. Like I did like 12 in a row and was just raking it in. I also got Punch Out, the Arcade Archives version. It's a little weird. It doesn't play like the NES.
Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't play like the NES Punch Out. It plays a little bit more like Super Punch Out, but still not quite. It's a little bit janky. I mean, it's great to have for the novelty of having the arcade Punch Out, but probably not going to get as much playtime in it. And finally, I have been playing. Well, I played the demo of Lode Runner Legacy a few days ago, and we were just given access to a review copy of it. So I will be playing that for a review. Thus far, I'm loving it. I grew up on Load Runner. I used to play it on my old 84 or 86 Macintosh, whatever it was. I played it on the NES years later. I played the Turbo Graphics version that was on the Wii Shop channels. I've got the Game Boy version on the 3DS. So Load Runner is definitely my thing. I'm liking Legacy. Definitely has the same puzzle platform, rack your brain feel. But since I'm already running late on that, I'm just going to close the book and say I'll talk more about that next week and all the 100 other games that I have on my plate now.
Can I ask you one question about Load Runner real quick?
Yeah.
Do they have the battle mode in it, or is it just co-op, two-player co-op?
I don't know. There is definitely a 2-player mode. I can't tell you whether it's co-op or competitive because I can't get into it without activating another controller.
If you get the Wii or the Wii U, they have Battle Load Runner.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Battle Load Runner is amazing. It's the greatest 4-player competitive game to play with a group of drunk friends. It is so good.
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Nice. All right. Well,
still waiting for Bomberman to come down to a reasonable price, but
yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump right in before Lucas goes because I really haven't been playing a whole lot. But I've been playing this game a lot, and I just keep forgetting about talking about it on the show. So I've been playing pretty much only one game, a phone game, and it actually. I couldn't play it tonight because you assholes had to record with me at the time that the game starts. But I've been playing HQ Live Trivia. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. But basically, it's a live trivia game.
I think I have.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can actually win like live prizes and everything. Yeah. It actually starts at the same time that Infendo Radio does at 7 o'clock. So, but yeah, it's really cool. You can. There's another. There's two. It comes on twice a day. So boss, if you're listening to me, I'm sorry. It only lasts like 15 minutes. But
we're all getting fired this week. It's going to be great.
I'll always log in at about 1 o'clock, right when it starts, see if I can win my HQs. I haven't won yet, but it's still really cool. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever played 1 vs. 100 on the Xbox 360 when that was a thing. That was a really cool experience because, it was literally, you and a whole bunch of other people in a live game show setting. And there really hasn't been anything else like that. So HQ is really cool for me to kind of get that kind of vibe back. But yeah, that's really it for me. Other than that, I was telling the guys pre-show, I finally am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of our master bedroom project.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel at our master bedroom project. We actually just moved back in last night, slept on our bed for the first time in months. It was great. So yeah, hopefully I'll be playing more games soon. But yeah, I'll toss it off to Lucas. What have you been playing this week?
Well, in addition to playing Job Simulator in real life and co-oping with Justin and Please Don't Throw Up, Please Dear God, oh please, I've actually been playing a couple of games. Nothing crazy because life has been busy, but Rocket League, always and forever. I finally hit Veteran. Said I was going to hit that 3 weeks ago, but my God, dude, the experience points come slow. Especially when you play ranked like all the time, which I am doing because I'm getting better at it. And the only way for me to get better is to play with people who are better than me. So I'm subjugating myself to that particular brand of online hell because it's a game I love and I want to be really good at it.
I tell myself that I love Street Fighter even though I get my ass kicked all the time.
See, I had about a month.
I really like Street Fighter if I'm playing as Ryu or Ken or Akuma or one of those guys.
I had about a month when Street Fighter first came to the 3DS where I was like, yeah, I'll get good at this. And then I was like, no, I can't. So, I mentioned it earlier in the show, or I mentioned that I've played it, but I'm on like my 4th and a half Breath of the Wild playthrough now. I needed a little like inner quest, and Breath of the Wild has been that quest for me. Unfortunately, I'm not really getting as much out of it this time as I did the other like 3.5 times because I don't really know what I'm doing. I was gonna do stuff, and then I was like, I'm not motivated to do any of this stuff. So now I'm just kind of trekking around the world, helping people out when I see them, killing monsters. But I'll probably taper off in another week or two. We'll see. Tune in next week, folks, to see if I'm still playing. But the real game that I've been investing my time into is Kirby Star Allies because I got it as a present last week. And I love it so much. It's so fantastic.
Oh,
it's
I forgot
like
to mention
Kirby
I've been
64.
playing that too, by the way.
It's like Kirby 64 meets Kirby Superstar, which are like my two favorite Kirby games. I was a little frustrated at first that they basically give you the answer to every puzzle that involves combining abilities, but then I found out you can turn that feature off in the options, and I did that, so now it's more fun. I'm at 87% complete because I'm not a completionist, even though I totally am and will have it 100% completed. I've played Guest Star Allies Go, which is a really stupid name for what's basically just Helper to Hero, like 4 times now. I am at the, like every Kirby has like the mini games, and they have like the plays the Allies game, and then they have the like arena game. I am at the true final arena thing right now, and I won't get into spoilers. I won't talk about that because maybe you haven't done that yet and you want to experience that hellish joy for yourself. But I'm thinking my strategy is I'm going to take a second because we all started talking about Street Fighter. I'm thinking my strategy is 3 marks and a water elemental because I'm noticing a lot of the bosses crumble pretty easy to water. So I'm thinking that's how I'm going to win it because Marks is an OP jerk, and I almost beat it the first time I played it. Now I know what to expect. That final boss is hard, but I love this game. I really love Star Allies. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did. When I saw the preview for it, I was like, meh, it's just Kirby. Casual. I am hardcore gamer. But, like, I forgot I freaking love Kirby so much. So, like, I'm having a blast. Dude. I started watching that stupid WB show, the one with DDD.
God.
No.
That I troll you guys through.
Right back at
I've been watching, yes, I've been watching, like, the Japanese subbed version of that show. So I can feel like enough of a weeb to get through it, and my God, I'm having fun with it. Dude, like I'm all buried deep in the Kirby lore right now, my friend.
Thank you so much, by the way, for telling me that you can jump onto a helper's back by pushing down and actually control the helper.
You didn't know?
We had no idea about that until you mentioned something to us about that, and that has made our life so much easier. So, pro tip right there, everybody.
Like for those of you who watch the show every week, before I got this game, I put 4 straight hours into the demo. I would run around on the back of helpers and pretend I was them. Like I was totally going back to being an only child and not having anybody to play Kirby with as a kid. So I freaking just get it. It's a good game. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's our timer sound. That brings us to the end of the Change the System. A little lightning round. Sorry it's a little short this week, but we got some business to attend to. Before we get out this week, we have a giveaway give away. Da-na-na-na. There it is, folks. Zelda chess set. You've been waiting for it. Here we are. Okay, so I put together our little candy giveaway wheel. You've seen this before if if you were here last month, it's the same wheel, but I'll scroll down here, just making sure that everybody's name that gave us money last month is on there, so you guys can ensure that yourself. There you go. Everybody has a chance to win. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Here we go.
I might be the only one here who gets the no whammies reference.
No whammies reference.
Robert Gagnon!
You have won yourself a Zelda chess set, Robert Gagnon. Thank you very much for being our patron. We really appreciate it. Really, really do.
And please tell us how to actually pronounce your name in case we're butchering it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to start calling you Robert Gannon until then. Robert Gannon, please get in contact with us via one of our various channels, maybe Twitter or whatever. Shoot me your address and we'll get that over to you. Awesome. So, again, this wasn't your only chance to win a contest, because throw that piece of trash to the side.
Oh God, making me do this. We have cute things this month, so hopefully you're not too manly to like something really cute, because we got cute amiibos and they're all in boxes, and the like 999 of you who don't watch us live can't see what they are. It's a Waddle Dee amiibo and a King DDD amiibo and a light blue Yarn Yoshi amiibo. And the King DDD amiibo has his name written in Spanish and French too for some reason. Roy Davido and Ray Day. So you get a little extra treat there. The Waddle Dee doesn't have that. Not multilingual. But it's going to be really great. Someone's going to win it. They're probably not going to have to do a thing because our patrons love us. And Eugene, help me. I'm floundering.
No, this is fun. This is good radio.
Yeah. You use Splash, and I was just going to let you keep using it. All right, but no, really, guys, we appreciate everybody, each and every one of you who was a patron last month. Thank you. You help us to do what we do. Little inside baseball, Lucas and I are actually using part of our Patreon money to buy new microphones. So, yeah, you're directly helping us to improve the show. And
I actually used mine to buy a capture card I haven't used yet. So,
good money being spent.
We know how to win,
but I will use it.
You're convincing me that I need to give you money. Okay, $1 million here.
You know you want to give us money, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough of that. But before we get out of here, where can we find you all this week? Matt, where can we find you this week?
All right. So you can find me on a lot of different social media type platforms. I love using Twitter, and it's what I use by far the absolute most. You can find me at only Matt Desin, MattDesind. I don't know why I started with my name and not the only. I assume everyone can spell it. I don't know. I just got really into it. I also run another podcast besides possibly doing this Nintendo Fever Awesome Nintendo podcast, but I do this thing called Hookah. And we don't have to get really heavy into it. But if anybody in the chat or listeners are interested in what Hookah is, please come and check out my other podcast called the AM Hookah Podcast that I run with my very, very good buddy. His name is Adrian. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter more than anything. Connect with me there. Say hello. If you enjoyed my sultry voice, tell me. If you hated my nasty voice, then tell me that as well. Either one is fine. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of the show. It's been an absolute blast.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have to have you on again pre-Nintendo Fever if you decide to go that route, which we hope you do.
I hope so.
All right. Where can we find you this week, Justin?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Infendo Justin. All of my gaming information is right there in my profile. So if you want to send me a friend request on Switch, Wii U, or well, I guess we need to exchange friend codes for 3DS, but whatever, contact me if you want that. I also have a side project which is Disney related. It goes by the name Utilidork. It's UTILIDORK. You can find me on Twitter at Utilidork, utilidork.com, Facebook, Tumblr, all the above. It's been on hiatus for the past few months, but I've got the ball rolling for some new projects there. So if you're into Disney World, check that out.
Awesome. Mr. Peeves Steacock, where can we find you this week?
Well, evidently you can find me at Gentis4 on Twitter. My actual Twitter handle is at Gentis1, and hopefully this weekend I'm going to start actually producing some content with my capture card. I've really been looking forward to doing that and just have not had the time to do it, but I see some free time coming my way in the coming weeks. So yeah, and then I'm hoping to work heavily alongside Matt and Holly on the Nintendo Fever project, because I am really excited to have them on the team. So
Awesome. All right. Well, Lucas, where can we find you this week? Where are you adventuring?
That was painful. I am condensing all of my nonsense together because, as Eugene reminded me, All you have to do to find me is go to hughadventure.com. That is a trick. It will bring you straight to my Patreon where you can give me lots of money. But no, if you're new, I am making a game. I have attempted multiple times to find the best way to get information out to people. I'm starting to think the easiest way to do that is to just center everything around my Patreon, because that kind of makes sense, right? The people who are most interested in me are already my patrons. And then I can just repost everything that I do on Patreon onto my Twitter. So if you're at all interested in anything I do with my free time, it's all Hugh Adventure and Infendo anyway. So just go to hughadventure.com and check that out. You don't have to be a patron. Just go and see what I'm up to. If you are one of my $5 patrons, which I know some of you are, you may have noticed that I got horribly sick on Sunday. My original plan was Sunday was the 1st of the month. On the 1st of the month, for your $5 patron, I release a version of the game that it has access to everything that I've done up until this point. I wanted to do a lot on the 1st and really push ahead with that. I couldn't. So I restricted access to some of the stuff I've been working on. I gave you access to some of the stuff that was kind of sort of done, but it's kind of glitchy. My plan now is to get a more complete version of the April release done at the end of this week, probably around Sunday, a week later. Sorry about that. I did get a version out there for you. It's just not as complete as I would like. More on the way. But thank you for that. And thank you, everyone here, for letting me talk about something completely Nintendo related for like 15, 20 minutes. That's it. HughAdventure.com.
All right. Well, you can find me and everything that I'm doing at Infendo Eugene on Twitter. You can find everything that Infendo is doing at Infendo on Twitter. Don't forget to go to infendo.com where you can do a number of things. You can go to our Patreon from there. You can go to our Discord. You can visit our merch shop, which is always getting new and awesome content. You can join our Discord if I didn't already say that. But if I did, join it fucking again. I don't care. Do it. You do all those things. Become our patron and love us and give us all your money. But no, really, we joke about this a lot, but thank you, each and every one of us, even if you're not, or each and every one of you rather, even if you're not a patron, even if you're just a subscriber to the YouTube, even if you're just a subscriber to the iTunes, thank you. Like, we really appreciate that. All of that helps our visibility. So thank you. We really appreciate that. Letting us do another month of Infendo Radio. It's great. All right, guys. So I hope I didn't miss anything. I did miss Nintendo Fever because one more time, my Phantom has got me on my toes. We are, that Nintendo Fever thing is happening again. The ball's going to be rolling soon. Hopefully Matt and Holly are going to be jumping on board here for the podcast. Sounds like we will have a good thing going and have, kind of get our sister site back up and rocking and rolling. So did I miss anything, guys? I can't breathe. I need to take a breath.
I think you got it all.
Awesome. We did it, but we lost Lucas's face. I think at this point in the night, Lucas has to, doesn't matter what's happening, he has to take all his clothes off. So that's why his camera is off. At least that's my headcanon.
This is where he turns into an ogre, right?
That's probably a good guess. No, what actually happened is my glasses have a tendency to spontaneously burst. And they did it right at the end of the show. So as soon as this ends, Lucas is getting his tiny screw and screwdriver case, and he's going to start fixing these things. But for now, I have one missing eye. So
that's why we're contacts.
I can't put shit in my eye. I can barely do eye drops.
Well, we are going to get out of here, folks. Thank you, Matt, for joining us this week. It's been a blast. I hope you decide to come and join us again at some point. Maybe you can even host the Nintendo Tunes. That'd be great. All right, guys. Until next week, this has been Infendo Radio, and we are out of here. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Thank you, Floating Head, for joining us.
That was fun.
When do I kill my recording?
Whenever
you like.
Right about now.
Really, anytime.
Yeah, we usually bullshit for another 15 minutes, half an hour afterwards, during which funny stuff happens. So
it's that.
Send this.
I'm gonna send you a link right now, Matt, to your Twitter.
236, right? 246.
Yes.
What are we?
436.
436.
You're off a bit. But...
236. No, see what happened is I lost half of my glasses, so I deducted half of the 100 bracket from that.
I thought you were doing it mountain time.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
that was well done. I'm like legit. I'm on mountain time now.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah,
I have a question for Eugene.
Yes.
Is that a poster of a?
Oh, and we lost Matt.
Oh wait, am I back? Is that is that a Tennessee Titans football player?
No, that is LaDainian Tomlinson, the best.
Okay. It's the
best running back that has ever lived.
I was really hoping that he was going to be like, no,
I thought it was a Titans. My apologies. I thought you were cool.
No, that's Terrence De La Fontaine, the best Broadway musical star that ever graced God's theater.
Phantom, get out of here with your Broncos nonsense too, brother.
I just realized I forgot to. Hell, I think I forgot to download a soundtrack, but I definitely forgot to play a game that I'd wanted to do for Nintendo's, which is just as well because Eugene would have gotten the point anyway.
Well, luckily, you have a whole nother month, and then you can do it again.
Yeah. Phantom, Minus, Andy, you guys are welcome to join us too.
Right. We're gonna say goodbye to our live listeners. We're gonna end the broadcast.
I thought we already had.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye to our
goodbye, live listeners. I
but
promise
don't forget
I'll be
to subscribe over here. Subscribe.
To adventure.com.
Hit the bell
adventure.com.
Hit the bell icon.
Oh yes, and like yes.